It starts with a quiet moment of reflection. Maybe it's when you're stuck in traffic, scrolling through your phone late at night, or catching a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and thinking, something has to change. Life feels overwhelming, like a puzzle with missing pieces, and you're left wondering how to fit it all together. You're not alone in this feeling. It's the human experience to crave better habits, better relationships, a better sense of peace. Yet the problem isn't a lack of ambition, it's often the absence of a clear path. What if you could shift your perspective, realign your focus, and rebuild yourself, one small, intentional step at a time? This isn't about grand gestures or drastic overhauls. It's about finding clarity and purpose in the seemingly ordinary moments. It's about rewiring how you think, react, and navigate the challenges life throws your way. And here's the truth. You already have everything you need within you. It's not about changing who you are. It's about rediscovering the strength that's been there all along. Let me tell you about Sarah, a woman who could be any of us. Sarah was the definition of doing her best. She worked a steady job, loved her family deeply, and managed to keep the chaos of life relatively under control. But beneath the surface, Sarah felt like she was treading water in a stormy sea. Every morning started the same way, an alarm she snoozed too many times, followed by a rush to get ready, coffee in one hand, phone in the other, and a list of worries playing on repeat in her mind. At work, she was competent, but distracted, constantly pulled between deadlines and personal to-dos. By the time she got home, she was too drained to do anything but collapse on the couch and scroll through social media, comparing herself to the polished highlight reels of others. Sarah wasn't unhappy, but she wasn't fulfilled either. Life was fine, and that was the problem. She wanted more, but felt stuck in a cycle of reacting to life instead of living it. One day, after yet another sleepless night, Sarah's frustration reached a boiling point. She couldn't shake the feeling that time was slipping away. Her goals, dreams, and even the simple joy of being present felt out of reach. That morning, as she stared at her reflection, she asked herself a question that changed everything. What am I waiting for? Sarah decided she didn't need a perfect plan to start. She just needed to start. She began small, taking 10 minutes each morning to sit quietly with her thoughts, writing down one thing she was grateful for and one thing she wanted to improve. It felt insignificant at first, like pouring a single drop into an empty bucket. But she committed to those 10 minutes, rain or shine, good mood or bad. In those moments of stillness, Sarah discovered something unexpected: clarity. She began noticing patterns in her thoughts and behaviors. She realized how often she let worries about things she couldn't control steal her energy. She saw how quick she was to react emotionally, especially to things that didn't matter in the long run. And most importantly, she recognized the power of choice, the ability to decide how to respond to life instead of being a passive participant. Over the next few weeks, Sarah started experimenting with new habits. She implemented a simple rule. Whenever she felt overwhelmed, she paused for 10 seconds before responding. That pause became her lifeline, giving her the space to think clearly instead of reacting impulsively. At work, instead of dreading her endless to-do list, she focused on completing just one task at a time, celebrating each small win. She also began to reflect on her evenings. Instead of zoning out in front of her phone, she asked herself 3 questions before bed. What did I handle well today? What could I have done differently? What will I focus on tomorrow? These questions turned her restless nights into opportunities for growth, allowing her to sleep with a sense of purpose rather than a cloud of regret. The turning point came when Sarah encountered a situation that would have previously unraveled her. A co-worker criticized her handling of a project in a way that felt unnecessarily harsh. In the past, Sarah might have spent hours replaying the conversation, letting anger and self-doubt fester. But this time she paused, took a deep breath, and asked herself, "What's within my control here?" Instead of reacting defensively, she calmly acknowledged her co-worker's concerns and focused on what she could improve. By separating the criticism from her emotions, Sarah not only diffused the tension, but also grew from the experience. For the first time, she felt a sense of power, not over others, but over herself. Sarah's life didn't transform overnight, but it didn't have to. Each small habit she built, each mindset shift she embraced, added up in ways she hadn't anticipated. The 10-second pause taught her patience. Her morning gratitude practice rewired her focus toward the positive. Reflecting each evening helped her let go of the day's baggage and approach tomorrow with a clear mind. Even her relationships began to improve. By practicing calm and detachment, Sarah found herself less reactive to her loved ones' moods. She started listening more and worrying less about things beyond her control. And, as she grew more grounded, those around her noticed the change. Sarah's journey wasn't perfect. There were days she skipped her morning practice, moments when she lost her cool, and times when self-doubt crept back in. But instead of spiraling into guilt, she reminded herself that progress isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. Every step forward, no matter how small, was a victory. By the end of 3 months, Sarah didn't just feel different, she was different. She still faced challenges, but her perspective had shifted entirely. Life wasn't something happening to her anymore. It was something she actively shaped, one choice at a time. Sarah's story isn't unique. It's the story of anyone who has felt stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of where to begin. The truth is, change doesn't require monumental effort. It starts with small, consistent actions. When you focus on what you can control, reframe your challenges, and build habits that align with your values, transformation becomes inevitable. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself. The version of you that is calm in chaos, resilient in adversity, and purposeful in every decision is already there, waiting to be uncovered. The journey isn't always easy, but it's worth it. So, as you stand at the starting line of your own transformation, ask yourself, what am I waiting for? The turning point always feels closer than you think. It's a single decision, a quiet commitment, the moment you choose to take control instead of letting life sweep you along. Every great transformation begins here, not with grandeur, but with clarity and purpose. The question is, what's next? How do you turn that spark into something tangible, something lasting? The answer lies in structure, the kind of framework that doesn't restrict but liberates, guiding you step by step toward a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. This is where philosophy meets practicality, where age-old wisdom becomes the foundation of a personal revolution. It's about embracing change in a way that feels natural, achievable, and deeply aligned with who you want to be. You don't need to overhaul everything all at once. Instead, the power lies in the daily rhythm, the small, deliberate shifts that accumulate over time. With a clear plan, each day becomes an opportunity to strengthen your character, overcome obstacles, and move closer to a life of purpose and peace. The framework begins with clarity of thought. The foundation of any meaningful change is understanding why it matters. When you identify your guiding principles, every decision becomes clearer. Start by asking, what do you value most? Is it integrity, kindness, resilience, or balance? These values act as a compass, guiding every action and reaction. Once you establish these, you'll notice how much easier it becomes to navigate challenges. Every day must start with intention. This isn't about creating rigid rules, but giving your mind direction from the moment you wake up. Before your feet touch the ground, pause, take a deep breath, and center yourself. Think about what you want to achieve today, not in terms of tasks, but in how you want to show up. Setting an intention isn't just about goals, it's about shaping the energy you bring into every interaction and task. Focus on creating rituals instead of routines. Routines can feel monotonous, like a checklist you're forced to complete. Rituals, however, bring purpose to your actions. For example, instead of merely drinking coffee as a way to wake up, turn it into a moment of mindfulness. Feel the warmth of the cup, savor the aroma, and use that time to ground yourself. These small rituals anchor you, transforming mundane moments into meaningful ones. To build momentum, start small. Grand plans often falter under their weight, but tiny wins create confidence and consistency. Begin by dedicating just 5 minutes to a practice that supports your transformation. Whether it's journaling, reading a passage of wisdom, or sitting in quiet reflection, those 5 minutes lay the foundation for deeper habits. Over time, you'll naturally expand them without feeling overwhelmed. Resilience grows through deliberate challenge. It's tempting to avoid discomfort, but every moment of hardship offers a chance to strengthen your resolve. Consider taking on controlled challenges, small acts of voluntary discomfort like taking a cold shower or walking instead of driving. These actions may seem trivial, but they teach you to endure, adapt, and grow. Over time, they prepare you to face larger challenges with grace. Reflection is the bridge between experience and wisdom. At the end of each day, carve out a moment to look back, not with judgment, but curiosity. What did you do well? Where did you falter? How did you handle stress or setbacks? Writing these observations down creates a record of growth and allows you to course-correct without self-criticism. Over time, you'll notice patterns, both in your strengths and the areas needing attention. Detachment is not about apathy, but clarity. Holding on too tightly, whether to emotions, outcomes, or possessions, creates unnecessary suffering. Learning to let go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. When a situation arises that stirs anger, fear, or sadness, ask yourself, is this something I control? If the answer is no, remind yourself that peace lies in release. Your environment shapes your mind more than you might realize. Surround yourself with people, spaces, and information that reflect the person you want to become. If your current environment is filled with negativity, take steps to cleanse it. This might mean spending less time with toxic individuals, curating your social media feed to inspire rather than drain, or simply creating a calm, organized space to work and think. Action without attachment is one of the most powerful lessons you can integrate. When you pour your energy into something, whether it's a project, a relationship, or a goal, do it wholeheartedly, but without clinging to the outcome. Effort is within your control. Results often are not. This mindset not only reduces stress, but allows you to give your best without fear or hesitation. Challenges are inevitable, but they don't have to derail you. Instead of seeing obstacles as setbacks, view them as opportunities to practice resilience. Each challenge holds a lesson, a chance to refine your character and grow stronger. When faced with difficulty, pause and ask, "What can this teach me?" This perspective transforms problems into stepping stones, helping you rise instead of retreat. Gratitude amplifies every positive change. It's not enough to simply push forward. Take moments to appreciate how far you've come. Gratitude isn't just about listing things you're thankful for. It's about feeling the richness of those moments. Whether it's a kind word from a friend, the beauty of nature, or the quiet satisfaction of completing a task, let gratitude ground you in the present. Consistency beats intensity every time. Massive efforts can be inspiring, but they're rarely sustainable. Focus instead on showing up every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Whether it's practicing mindfulness, reflecting on your values, or taking small steps toward a goal, what matters is that you don't stop. This steady rhythm creates lasting change. Relationships reflect the energy you bring. As you grow, the way you interact with others will naturally shift. Practice presence in your relationships by truly listening, responding thoughtfully, and letting go of the need to control or fix others. Healthy connections thrive on mutual respect and understanding, not manipulation or judgment. The more you cultivate inner peace, the more it will ripple outward. Your journey isn't just about what you gain, but what you leave behind. Letting go of habits, relationships, or mindsets that no longer serve you creates space for growth. This isn't easy. It often requires courage and honesty. But each release brings freedom and clarity, making room for what truly matters. Self-discipline becomes freedom when approached with the right mindset. It's not about restriction, but alignment. When your actions align with your values, discipline feels empowering, not burdensome. Start by identifying one area where you feel out of control, whether it's spending, screen time, or how you react to stress. Commit to small, consistent adjustments and watch how this discipline strengthens your sense of agency. Life is unpredictable, but your response is always within your control. This truth is liberating once embraced. No matter what comes your way, you have the power to decide how it affects you. Practice this by starting small. When someone cuts you off in traffic or a plan falls apart, pause, breathe, and remind yourself that your peace is worth more than the temporary frustration. The path of transformation is one of self-discovery, not reinvention. It's about peeling back the layers of distraction, fear, and doubt to reveal the person you already are. Each day you're given the chance to start fresh, to build on yesterday's lessons and create a life that reflects your truest self. This process isn't easy, but it's deeply rewarding. By the end of these 90 days, you'll have built not just habits, but a mindset, a way of being that is resilient, clear, and unwavering. It won't be about perfection, but progress, the steady climb toward a life lived fully, intentionally, and with purpose. And as you take each step, remember, the journey itself is the reward. Life is unpredictable, full of twists and turns that can leave even the strongest of us feeling powerless. Yet within this chaos lies a simple truth that holds the key to transforming how we face every challenge. What if the real strength we seek doesn't come from controlling the world around us, but from mastering ourselves? This shift in understanding, subtle yet profound, is where clarity begins. When you embrace what truly lies within your power, the noise of life quiets, and you discover a wellspring of peace and resilience. The concept at the heart of this transformation is deceptively simple: the dichotomy of control. It's not about retreating or resigning, but about finding strength in letting go of what doesn't serve you. This practice doesn't just reduce stress, it gives you the tools to navigate life's complexities with grace and purpose. Control is a fundamental human desire. From the smallest decisions, like what to wear, to the larger questions about our future, we constantly seek to shape the world around us. The Stoics understood this innate drive, but realized that much of our suffering arises from placing our energy in the wrong places. When we tie our well-being to external outcomes, we give away our power. Disappointments, conflicts, and setbacks become overwhelming not because they are insurmountable, but because we mistakenly believe we could have controlled them. The dichotomy of control divides the world into two categories: what is within our control and what is not. The former includes our thoughts, actions, and choices, while the latter encompasses everything else: other people's opinions, the weather, unexpected circumstances, and outcomes. By recognizing this distinction, you redirect your energy from futile struggles to meaningful actions. Focusing on what you can control is liberating. Start with your thoughts. Your mind is your domain, and how you perceive events shapes your reality. Instead of fixating on what's wrong or unfair, practice reframing situations. A delayed flight can be a chance to rest, a difficult conversation, an opportunity to grow. By consciously choosing your perspective, you reclaim power over how life affects you. Your actions are another area of control. In every situation, no matter how challenging, you have a choice in how to respond. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions or pretending everything is fine. It means acting with intention. When faced with adversity, ask yourself, what is the best action I can take right now? Sometimes it's speaking up, sometimes it's stepping back, and sometimes it's simply breathing deeply and staying calm. The key is to align your actions with your values rather than reacting impulsively. One of the most empowering aspects of the dichotomy of control is learning to let go of outcomes. While effort is within your control, results rarely are. You can prepare thoroughly for a presentation, but the audience's reaction isn't guaranteed. You can invest in a relationship, but you can't control how the other person feels. By focusing on the effort and releasing attachment to the result, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. This doesn't mean you don't care. It means you understand that peace comes from doing your best, not from dictating outcomes. Letting go is not a passive act. It requires strength to release what you cannot change. This is particularly important in relationships. You cannot control how others behave, but you can control your boundaries, your reactions, and the energy you bring into interactions. Instead of trying to fix or change someone, focus on showing up as your best self. This shift not only protects your peace, but often inspires others to reflect on their own behavior. Accepting what you cannot control doesn't mean ignoring problems or becoming indifferent. It's about acknowledging reality without resistance. Resistance, after all, is what amplifies pain. When we resist traffic, we become frustrated. When we resist change, we feel stuck. By accepting situations as they are, you reduce the emotional charge they hold over you and create space to respond thoughtfully. Practicing the dichotomy of control in daily life begins with awareness. Pay attention to where your energy goes throughout the day. Are you worrying about things you can't influence? Are you trying to control outcomes instead of focusing on your actions? When you notice these patterns, pause and redirect your attention. This might feel difficult at first, but like any skill, it becomes easier with practice. A powerful tool for cultivating this mindset is self-reflection. At the end of each day, review situations where you felt frustrated, stressed, or overwhelmed. Ask yourself, was I focusing on something beyond my control? What could I have done differently to center myself? This habit trains your mind to recognize and adjust unhelpful thought patterns, allowing you to approach future challenges with greater clarity. Understanding the dichotomy of control also fosters resilience. Life will always bring challenges, but when you focus on what's within your power, you become less reactive and more adaptable. If a plan falls apart, instead of spiraling into frustration, you focus on the next best step. If someone criticizes you unfairly, you don't internalize it, but consider whether their feedback holds any useful truth. This ability to stay grounded in the face of uncertainty is one of the greatest gifts of this practice. The ripple effects of this mindset extend far beyond personal growth. When you embrace the dichotomy of control, you inspire those around you. Your calm presence in a heated discussion, your grace in the face of setbacks, and your ability to focus on solutions instead of problems create a positive environment for others. Leadership, after all, isn't about controlling people. It's about modeling the strength and clarity that encourage others to rise to their best selves. In a world that constantly pulls your attention in every direction, the dichotomy of control is a compass that keeps you steady. It reminds you that your power lies not in controlling the uncontrollable, but in mastering your inner world. This isn't a one-time lesson. It's a lifelong practice, one that deepens with every challenge you face and every choice you make. When you focus on what you can control, life becomes less about reacting and more about creating. You stop seeing obstacles as barriers and start seeing them as opportunities to practice resilience and growth. You learn to appreciate the effort itself, knowing that the process of striving is often more rewarding than the outcome. The dichotomy of control is more than a philosophical idea. It's a way of life. It invites you to approach each day with intention, clarity, and purpose, knowing that your energy is best spent where it truly matters. With this mindset, you're not just navigating life, you're shaping it, one thought, action, and choice at a time. The mind holds immense power over how we experience life. It shapes our perceptions, fuels our emotions, and determines how we respond to challenges. Yet, much of this power lies in the silent conversations we have with ourselves, our inner dialogue. These thoughts, often automatic and unnoticed, can either build us up or tear us down. What if you could take control of this dialogue and transform it into a source of strength, clarity, and resilience? This is where the practice of Stoic self-talk begins, offering not just a way to quiet negative thoughts, but to reprogram your mind for purpose and peace. The words you say to yourself matter deeply. They create the lens through which you view the world and set the tone for how you approach every situation. Often this inner dialogue becomes clouded with doubt, fear, or self-criticism. These thoughts may stem from past experiences, societal pressures, or simply a habit of focusing on the negative. Left unchecked, they can shape your decisions, limit your growth, and keep you trapped in cycles of frustration. Reprogramming your inner dialogue starts with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that arise throughout your day. When you face a challenge, do you find yourself saying, "I can't handle this," or "This always happens to me." These phrases are not harmless. They influence your behavior, making you more likely to give up or approach the situation with a defeated mindset. Awareness is the first step toward change, as it allows you to identify these patterns and interrupt them. Once you've recognized negative self-talk, replace it with deliberate, empowering statements. This isn't about blind positivity, but reframing your perspective in a way that aligns with reality and promotes growth. Instead of thinking "I'm failing," remind yourself, "I'm learning through this experience." When you shift your language, you shift your mindset, transforming obstacles into opportunities and failures into lessons. Self-talk, rooted in Stoicism, emphasizes objectivity. Emotions often amplify challenges, making them appear larger than they are. By adopting a neutral perspective, you strip situations of unnecessary drama and see them for what they truly are. For instance, if you're anxious about a presentation, instead of spiraling into thoughts of what could go wrong, remind yourself, "This is an opportunity to share my knowledge." Keeping your dialogue factual and grounded reduces the emotional weight of situations, allowing you to approach them with clarity. Another powerful aspect of Stoic self-talk is focusing on what is within your control. When faced with uncertainty, it's easy to become consumed by what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. Instead of saying, "What if they don't like me?" reframe it as, "I can control how I present myself, and that's enough." This shift redirects your energy toward actions you can take, empowering you to act with confidence and purpose. Gratitude is a cornerstone of reprogramming your inner dialogue. Negative thoughts often arise from focusing on what's lacking or what's gone wrong. By consciously shifting your attention to what you appreciate, you train your mind to see the positives. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges, but balancing them with a sense of gratitude for what remains steady in your life. Simple phrases like, "I'm grateful for the strength to face this," or "I appreciate the support I have," can reframe your perspective and lighten emotional burdens. Compassion toward yourself is another critical element. Many people speak to themselves in ways they would never address a friend. Harsh criticism, relentless self-doubt, and unforgiving expectations only deepen feelings of inadequacy. Reprogramming your inner dialogue means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer someone else. When you stumble, instead of saying, "I'm such a failure," remind yourself, "I'm human, and this is part of growth." Consistency in practice is key to mastering Stoic self-talk. It's not enough to reframe your thoughts once or twice. It's a daily commitment to replacing negativity with empowerment. Start each morning with affirmations that reflect your values and goals. These don't need to be elaborate. Even a simple statement like, "Today, I choose to act with courage and patience," can set the tone for the day. Revisit these affirmations throughout the day, especially during moments of doubt or stress. Reflection. At the end of the day, strengthens this practice further. Take a few minutes to review your thoughts and how they influenced your actions. Were there moments when negative self-talk held you back? How did you redress? Celebrating even small victories in your dialogue helps reinforce positive patterns and builds momentum for the next day. Stoic self-talk also involves preparation. Life's challenges are rarely predictable, but you can equip yourself to handle them by visualizing potential scenarios and crafting responses in advance. For example, if you're entering a situation that usually triggers anxiety, think about how you will address those feelings. Instead of letting the inner voice say, "This is going to be a disaster," prepare with a statement like, I may feel anxious, but I'm capable of handling this. Patience is vital in this process. Reprogramming your inner dialogue is not an overnight transformation, but a gradual realignment of your thought patterns. There will be days when negative thoughts resurface, and that's okay. The goal isn't to eliminate these thoughts entirely, but to build the resilience to face them without letting them control you. Each time you counter a negative thought with a constructive one, you strengthen your ability to maintain inner calm. This practice isn't limited to moments of struggle. Even in times of joy or success, self-talk plays a crucial role in maintaining balance. It's easy to let external achievements inflate your ego or become your sole source of validation. By grounding your dialogue in values rather than outcomes, you ensure that your sense of worth remains steady, regardless of circumstances. Instead of thinking, "I succeeded because I am better than others," remind yourself, "I succeeded because I stayed committed to my principles." Stoic self-talk is not just a personal tool, it also influences how you relate to others. When your inner dialogue is calm and constructive, it reflects in your communication. You're less likely to react defensively or project insecurities onto others. This creates stronger, more authentic connections as you approach interactions with empathy and understanding rather than judgment. Over time, this practice builds a sense of inner peace that is unshaken by external events. Your thoughts become allies rather than adversaries, guiding you toward growth and resilience. This isn't about silencing your inner voice, but teaching it to speak with wisdom and purpose. The journey to mastering Stoic self-talk is ongoing, but with each step, you gain greater clarity and control over your mind, shaping not just your thoughts, but the way you experience life itself. The strength of your thoughts determines the path you take, but what truly shapes who you become are the virtues you embody. Each day offers a choice, a chance to rise above circumstances, grow stronger in character, and live closer to the person you aspire to be. It's not about grand gestures or perfection. It's about the steady, deliberate practice of aligning your actions with your highest values. This daily commitment to virtue is the foundation of a fulfilled and meaningful life. Virtues act as your compass, guiding your decisions, interactions, and responses. They are not abstract ideals, but practical tools for navigating life with clarity and purpose. Courage, patience, humility, honesty, kindness. Each one is a skill that can be cultivated, a habit that can be strengthened. The daily virtue practice is your invitation to integrate these principles into every moment, transforming how you approach challenges and opportunities alike. Start by choosing one virtue to focus on each day. This focus isn't about restriction, it's about intention. When you set your mind on practicing a specific virtue, you bring clarity to your actions and create opportunities for growth. For example, if you decide to embody patience, you may notice moments where your impulse is to react quickly, whether in traffic, during a disagreement, or when waiting for results. Each of these instances becomes a chance to exercise patience consciously, building your capacity to stay calm and grounded. The key to this practice is mindfulness. Virtues are not passive traits. They require active engagement. Throughout the day, remind yourself of the virtue you've chosen. Write it down where you can see it, or create a simple mantra that reflects your intention. For instance, if your focus is on kindness, a mantra like "speak and act with compassion" can anchor your thoughts and actions. These reminders keep you aligned with your purpose, especially during moments of stress or distraction. One of the most powerful aspects of the daily virtue practice is its cumulative effect. Each day builds on the one before it, creating a foundation of character that grows stronger over time. The effort you put into practicing courage on Monday supports your ability to act with integrity on Tuesday. This interconnectedness mirrors how virtues themselves are interwoven. Patience strengthens humility, honesty enhances kindness, and so on. By committing to this practice daily, you cultivate a balanced and resilient character. Reflection is an essential part of this process. At the end of the day, take a moment to review how you practiced your chosen virtue. Did you meet your intention, or were there moments where you struggled? This isn't about judgment, but learning. For example, if your goal was to embody honesty and you found yourself avoiding a difficult conversation, ask yourself why. Was it fear of conflict? Uncertainty about how to express yourself? Identifying these barriers allows you to address them with clarity and improve moving forward. The daily virtue practice also fosters self-awareness. As you focus on specific virtues, you begin to notice patterns in your behavior, both strengths and areas for growth. This awareness is transformative as it empowers you to make conscious choices rather than acting out of habit or emotion. If you realize that you often struggle with gratitude, you can actively work to cultivate it by acknowledging and appreciating the good in your life. Over time, this shift in focus rewires your perspective, making gratitude a natural part of your mindset. This practice extends beyond yourself, influencing how you interact with others. Virtues like kindness and humility strengthen relationships as they foster trust and mutual respect. When you approach others with patience or empathy, you create a space for understanding and connection. These small acts of virtue ripple outward, inspiring those around you to act with greater integrity and compassion. The beauty of the daily virtue practice lies in its simplicity and adaptability. You don't need a perfect plan or ideal conditions to begin. Whether you're facing a calm day or a chaotic one, there's always an opportunity to practice. Even small actions, holding the door for someone, choosing to listen rather than interrupt, or offering a genuine compliment, can have a profound impact when done with intention. These moments add up, shaping not only your day, but your character over time. One of the challenges of this practice is maintaining consistency. Life's demands can make it easy to lose focus or fall back into old habits. To stay committed, create a system of accountability. Share your intention with a trusted friend or write it in a journal. Revisit your progress regularly, celebrating your successes and addressing any setbacks. Remember, the goal is not perfection, but persistence. Each day you practice, you're strengthening your resolve and deepening your connection to your values. The daily virtue practice also teaches resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges often test your commitment to your values. By focusing on a specific virtue each day, you prepare yourself to face these tests with grace. For example, if you've spent a day practicing courage, you're better equipped to handle fear or uncertainty when it arises. This preparation creates a sense of stability, allowing you to navigate life's ups and downs with confidence. Over time, this practice becomes second nature. Virtues that once required conscious effort begin to flow naturally into your thoughts, words, and actions. This transformation is not about becoming someone else, but uncovering the best version of yourself. The version that acts with integrity, treats others with kindness, and faces challenges with courage. It's a gradual process, but the rewards are profound. The daily virtue practice is more than a habit. It's a way of life. It's a commitment to living intentionally, to aligning your actions with your highest values, and to growing a little stronger, wiser, and more compassionate each day. Through this practice, you don't just navigate life, you shape it, creating a path that reflects your deepest sense of purpose and integrity. Each day is an opportunity to begin again, to build on what you've learned, and to step closer to the person you aspire to be. Each day is a canvas, blank, and waiting to be filled with meaning. But too often, the rush of life leaves little time to pause and understand the strokes we're making. Reflection is how we uncover patterns, recognize growth, and prepare for what lies ahead. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic philosophers, mastered this through the timeless practice of journaling. His writings, filled with wisdom, honesty, and humility, offer a glimpse into how powerful self-reflection can be when embraced as a daily ritual. Journaling isn't just about putting pen to paper. It's about building a dialogue with yourself. It's a tool for clarity, a mirror for the mind, and a path toward self-mastery. In those quiet moments of writing, you confront your thoughts, challenge your assumptions, and refine your understanding of what truly matters. This practice is as much about exploration as it is about growth, and anyone can begin, regardless of where they are on their journey. The first step in journaling with purpose is creating a space for honesty. Many people shy away from self-reflection because it feels uncomfortable to face their thoughts without filters. But this honesty is where growth begins. Write as though no one else will read your words. Let them flow freely, without judgment or the need to impress. This is your space to be vulnerable, to express doubts, fears, and hopes without fear of scrutiny. When you allow this openness, you discover truths that might otherwise remain buried. To make journaling effective, focus on specific questions that guide your reflection. Marcus Aurelius often asked himself questions about his actions, intentions, and values. You can do the same by asking, "What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What can I learn from this?" These questions help you move beyond surface-level thinking and delve into the deeper layers of your experiences. They turn the act of writing into a process of uncovering wisdom. Consistency is crucial for journaling to become transformative. Set aside a regular time each day, whether it's in the quiet of the morning or the stillness of the evening. Treat this time as sacred, a moment to step away from distractions and connect with your inner self. Even if you only write a few sentences, the act of showing up consistently builds a habit of mindfulness and self-awareness. Over time, these small reflections add up, creating a record of growth and resilience. Use your journal as a space to examine your emotions. Writing about what you feel helps you understand and process those emotions in a way that thinking alone cannot. If anger, fear, or sadness arises, explore its source. Ask yourself, what triggered this feeling? Is it rooted in something I can control or something I need to let go of? By naming and understanding your emotions, you strip them of their power to control you, turning them into tools for learning instead. Journaling also offers a way to track progress in practicing virtues. If patience is your focus, reflect on moments when you succeeded and times when you struggled. Writing about these experiences not only reinforces your commitment, but also helps you identify patterns in your behavior. Perhaps you notice that impatience arises most often when you're tired or stressed. Recognizing these triggers allows you to approach similar situations with greater awareness and preparation. Use your journal to reframe challenges. When faced with a difficult situation, write about it through the lens of opportunity. What lesson can this teach me? How can I grow stronger because of this? This shift in perspective is at the heart of Stoicism, seeing obstacles as a chance to develop resilience and wisdom. By documenting these moments, you create a library of experiences that remind you of your ability to overcome. Another powerful way to journal is through gratitude. Take a few moments to write about what you're thankful for, even on tough days. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, fostering a sense of abundance and peace. This practice doesn't require grand gestures. It can be as simple as appreciating a kind word from a friend, a moment of quiet, or the beauty of nature. Over time, these entries create a foundation of positivity that supports you during challenging times. Journaling is also a place to explore your goals and aspirations. Reflect on what you want to achieve and why it matters to you. Break down your goals into smaller, actionable steps and track your progress. Writing about your dreams keeps them vivid and real, motivating you to stay committed. It also helps you identify when your goals align or misalign with your values, ensuring that your efforts lead to meaningful growth. Use your journal as a space for preparation. Before facing a challenging situation, write about how you plan to approach it. What virtues will you bring to the table? What outcomes are within your control, and what can you release? This act of premeditation equips you with a clear mindset, reducing anxiety and increasing confidence. Afterward, reflect on how the situation unfolded, noting what you learned and how you can improve next time. Incorporate philosophical insights into your journaling. Reflect on quotes or teachings that resonate with you and explore how they apply to your life. For example, Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that life's difficulties are part of the natural order and not personal affronts. Writing about these ideas helps you internalize them, turning abstract wisdom into practical guidance. Journaling is a tool for deepening self-awareness, but it's also a way to cultivate humility. As you write about your successes, acknowledge the people and circumstances that supported you. Recognize that growth is not a solo journey, but a collaborative process. Similarly, when you reflect on mistakes, approach them with self-compassion rather than harsh judgment. This balanced perspective fosters both accountability and kindness. Over time, your journal becomes a treasure trove of wisdom. Reading past entries allows you to see how far you've come, reminding you of your resilience and capacity for growth. It also provides a clearer view of recurring patterns, helping you refine your approach to life's challenges. This process of reflection deepens your understanding of yourself and strengthens your commitment to living with purpose. Journaling is not just a practice, it's a relationship with yourself. It's a conversation that evolves as you grow, offering insight, clarity, and encouragement. Through this simple act, you create a space where your thoughts, values, and experiences converge, shaping the person you are becoming. With each entry, you take another step toward living a life of intention and integrity. Through journaling, you uncover patterns, recognize growth, and gain clarity. But clarity isn't just about understanding, it's also about action. When emotions like anger, fear, and envy threaten your peace, they test the insights you've cultivated. To move forward, you must learn to reframe these emotions and detach from their toxic grip, turning them into tools for growth instead of barriers to your progress. Emotions often feel like they define us, rising without invitation and dictating our reactions. But while you may not control when anger, fear, or envy appear, you can control how you engage with them. Each of these emotions serves as a signal, drawing attention to what matters most. But their power lies not in the feelings themselves, but in how you interpret and respond to them. Anger, for instance, can feel consuming, a fire sparked by frustration, injustice, or unmet expectations. Left unchecked, it distorts your perception and clouds your judgment. Detachment from anger begins with observing it. Pay attention to the sensations anger brings: tightened muscles, a racing heart, or a flood of reactive thoughts. These are your cues to pause. By stepping back instead of reacting, you interrupt the cycle and create space to ask, why am I angry? Is it because someone crossed a boundary, or because of unrealistic expectations you've placed on yourself or others? Identifying the source transforms anger from chaos into clarity. Reframing anger involves recognizing it as an invitation to act with purpose. Instead of lashing out or suppressing your feelings, channel anger into solutions. If it arises from a personal boundary being violated, let it guide you to assert those boundaries calmly. If it stems from witnessing injustice, use it to fuel constructive action. Anger, when tempered by wisdom, becomes a motivator rather than a disruptor. Forgiveness is a vital step in detaching from anger. Many carry anger long after its initial spark, believing it protects them from further harm. In reality, holding on to resentment ties you to the very pain you wish to escape. Forgiveness isn't about excusing behavior, but releasing its hold on you. It allows you to move forward, focusing on what you can control, your peace of mind, rather than dwelling on what cannot be undone. Fear, like anger, has a dual nature. At its best, it's a survival mechanism, heightening awareness and prompting preparation. But when allowed to grow unchecked, it morphs into anxiety, trapping you in a cycle of overthinking and avoidance. Detachment from fear begins by breaking it down. What specifically are you afraid of? Naming your fear strips it of its vagueness, making it something tangible you can address. For example, if you fear failure, ask yourself, what does failure mean to me? Often you'll find the fear is tied to a perception rather than reality. Reframing fear involves viewing it as a challenge rather than a threat. Every time you face what scares you, you expand your capacity for courage. This doesn't mean diving headfirst into overwhelming situations, but taking small, deliberate steps outside your comfort zone. Each step builds confidence, showing you that fear doesn't have to paralyze you. It can propel you toward growth. Preparation is one of the most effective tools for addressing fear. Fear thrives in uncertainty, so the more prepared you are, the less power it has over you. Whether it's a difficult conversation, a high-stakes decision, or a new endeavor, investing time in preparation transforms fear into focus. You may not eliminate fear entirely, but you'll diminish its intensity and replace it with confidence. Envy is perhaps the most silent of the toxic emotions, creeping in unnoticed until it colors your perceptions. Rooted in comparison, envy diverts attention from your own path to someone else's, creating a sense of lack where there was none. Detachment from envy requires a shift in focus. Instead of fixating on what others have, redirect your attention inward. What are your values, and how do they guide your goals? By aligning your actions with what truly matters to you, you free yourself from the trap of chasing someone else's definition of success. Reframing envy involves transforming it into admiration and inspiration. When envy arises, look for what it is that you admire about the other person. Is it their discipline, creativity, or confidence? Use this realization to identify areas where you can grow. Let their success be a reminder of what's possible rather than a reflection of what you lack. This shift replaces resentment with motivation. Gratitude serves as a powerful counterbalance to envy. When you take stock of the abundance in your life, envy's voice grows quieter. Gratitude isn't about ignoring your ambitions, but appreciating the present while pursuing your goals. By focusing on your strengths, opportunities, and progress, you ground yourself in a sense of fulfillment that envy cannot undermine. Mindfulness is essential in detaching from toxic emotions. By practicing awareness, you observe your emotions as they arise without becoming entangled in them. This awareness creates a gap between the feeling and your response, allowing you to choose how to act. When anger flares, pause and breathe deeply. When fear creeps in, center yourself in the present moment. When envy surfaces, acknowledge it without judgment and let it pass like a cloud drifting across the sky. Journaling deepens this process of detachment. Write about your experiences with anger, fear, or envy. Explore their triggers, their impact, and how you responded. Reflect on how you could approach similar situations differently in the future. Journaling turns these emotions into lessons, helping you grow rather than remain stuck in their grasp. Building detachment also involves cultivating self-compassion. Emotions are a natural part of being human, and struggling with them doesn't mean you're failing. Treat yourself with kindness as you navigate these challenges. Acknowledge your progress, no matter how small, and remind yourself that growth takes time. Each step you take toward detachment strengthens your resilience. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your emotional landscape. Surround yourself with people, spaces, and activities that support your well-being. A toxic environment amplifies negative emotions, making detachment more difficult. By curating a positive environment, you create a foundation for emotional balance and clarity. Detaching from toxic emotions doesn't mean suppressing or avoiding them. It means engaging with them in a way that serves your growth. Through reframing, mindfulness, and self-compassion, you transform anger, fear, and envy into allies rather than adversaries. This practice allows you to respond to life's challenges with clarity, strength, and purpose, creating an inner peace that endures through every storm. As detachment from toxic emotions becomes a practice, the ability to navigate life with clarity takes root. Yet, clarity alone isn't enough. Life often presents situations where the urge to react quickly overrides careful thought. This is where the 10-second pause rule becomes a transformative tool. It's not just about creating space between stimulus and response. It's about reclaiming control over your actions, grounding yourself in intention, and responding with wisdom rather than impulse. The 10-second pause rule may sound simple, but its power lies in its ability to shift your mindset from reactive to deliberate. In the heat of the moment, emotions surge, and your mind races toward instinctive reactions. The pause interrupts this cycle. It allows you to breathe, recalibrate, and decide how you want to respond rather than being swept away by immediate feelings. The pause is not avoidance, it's a choice, a deliberate act of stepping back to ensure your next step aligns with your values. To master the pause, you must first train your awareness. The pause cannot exist if you don't recognize the need for it. Pay attention to moments when your heart races, your voice rises, or your thoughts spiral. These are signs that you're on the brink of reacting rather than responding. By noticing these cues, you create an opportunity to pause. This awareness doesn't come naturally at first, but with practice, it becomes second nature. The 10-second pause isn't just about silence. It's about what you do in that silence. Use those moments to ground yourself. Take a slow, deep breath and focus on the present. This simple act calms your nervous system, shifting your brain from its reactive state to one of clarity and reason. In this brief space, remind yourself of what matters most: your principles, the outcome you desire, and the kind of person you want to be. This grounding transforms the pause from empty time into purposeful reflection. The pause is also a space for perspective. When confronted with a challenging situation, your initial reaction is often shaped by emotion rather than fact. Use the pause to ask yourself, what is truly happening here? What am I assuming? Are my emotions amplifying the situation beyond its reality? This questioning doesn't require elaborate answers. It simply prompts you to step out of the emotional fog and see the situation more clearly. With practice, you'll find that many perceived conflicts or threats lose their intensity when viewed with a calmer mind. The 10-second pause is not limited to moments of anger or frustration. It's equally effective in situations of excitement or temptation. Enthusiasm can lead to hasty decisions, while temptation can cloud judgment. By pausing, you give yourself time to assess whether your action aligns with your long-term goals and values. For example, before agreeing to a commitment in the heat of excitement, pause and ask yourself if it fits your priorities. Before indulging in an impulse purchase, pause and consider whether it truly serves your needs. This practice is especially valuable in communication. Words spoken in haste often lead to regret. The pause allows you to choose your words carefully, ensuring they convey your thoughts without unnecessary emotion or escalation. Before responding to criticism, for instance, take a moment to breathe and consider whether the feedback is valid. If it is, respond with humility. If it's not, let it pass without defensiveness. The pause gives you control over the tone and direction of the conversation, fostering understanding rather than conflict. One of the greatest challenges of the 10-second pause is resisting the urge to fill the silence. Silence can feel uncomfortable, especially in heated situations, but this discomfort is where growth happens. By embracing the pause, you demonstrate that you value thoughtful action over impulsive reaction. This calm presence not only benefits you, but also influences those around you, encouraging others to reflect rather than react. The 10-second pause also strengthens your emotional resilience. Each time you pause before reacting, you reinforce the habit of self-control. This discipline builds over time, making it easier to stay composed even in high-pressure situations. Resilience is not about suppressing emotions, but about engaging with them in a way that serves your growth. The pause creates the space for this engagement, turning moments of stress into opportunities for mastery. Practicing the pause extends beyond reactive moments. It becomes a tool for daily mindfulness. Use the pause to transition between tasks, reflect on your intentions, or simply reconnect with your breath. These small pauses throughout the day create a rhythm of presence and awareness, reducing stress and enhancing focus. They remind you that you don't have to rush through life, that each moment deserves your attention. To make the 10-second pause a consistent habit, start with small, manageable steps. Identify specific situations where you tend to react impulsively, perhaps during arguments, under pressure, or when faced with criticism. Commit to practicing the pause in these scenarios. Over time, as the habit becomes ingrained, you'll find yourself applying it in a broader range of situations. The pause also deepens your understanding of yourself. By reflecting on what triggers your reactions, you gain insight into your values, fears, and needs. This self-awareness allows you to address underlying issues rather than being controlled by surface-level emotions. For example, if you often react defensively to feedback, the pause gives you space to explore whether it stems from insecurity or a desire for perfection. This exploration leads to growth, turning challenges into opportunities for self-improvement. The 10-second pause is not about perfection. There will be times when emotions get the better of you, and that's okay. The goal is not to eliminate mistakes, but to reduce their frequency and impact. Each time you successfully pause, you reinforce your ability to choose intentional responses, creating a ripple effect that transforms how you navigate life. This practice also enhances your relationships. When you pause, you create a space for empathy and understanding. Instead of reacting to someone's words or actions, you consider their perspective and intentions. This thoughtful approach fosters deeper connections and reduces unnecessary conflict. It shows others that you value the relationship enough to respond with care rather than react impulsively. The 10-second pause is a simple yet profound practice that aligns your actions with your values, strengthens your resilience, and deepens your self-awareness. It's a reminder that you don't have to be at the mercy of your emotions or circumstances, that with intention and practice, you can create a life guided by clarity and purpose. As you master the pause, you'll find that it becomes more than a tool. It becomes a way of being, a testament to your commitment to living with wisdom and integrity. The power of a pause lies in its ability to give you clarity, but clarity alone is not enough to sustain your emotional well-being. Some burdens remain heavy, no matter how composed you feel in the moment. They linger in your mind, sap your energy, and weigh down your spirit. These are the emotional drains, negative thoughts, toxic relationships, and unresolved struggles that require a deeper, more intentional release. To let go of these draining influences is not an act of surrender, but one of strength, guided by the Stoic principle of apatheia, or freedom from destructive passions. Letting go begins with understanding what drains you. These sources of emotional fatigue often disguise themselves as obligations, habits, or relationships that feel unavoidable. Start by identifying the things that consistently leave you feeling depleted. Is it a person whose negativity overshadows their presence in your life? Is it a habit of overcommitting, leaving no room for rest or joy? Perhaps it's unresolved anger or guilt tied to the past. Awareness is the first step, shining a light on the hidden costs these influences exact from your emotional energy. The next step is to question the necessity of these drains. Many of them persist because they've become routine. You tell yourself you have to tolerate certain behaviors or carry unresolved guilt because it feels familiar. Challenge these assumptions. Ask yourself what purpose these drains serve and whether they align with your values and goals. If they don't, it's time to reevaluate your attachment to them. Freedom begins with acknowledging that not every struggle is yours to bear. Letting go of toxic relationships is one of the most challenging yet liberating acts of emotional detox. These relationships often create cycles of guilt, obligation, or dependency that keep you tethered. Detachment doesn't mean cutting people off impulsively or without reflection. It's about setting boundaries that protect your peace. Consider how the relationship impacts your well-being. Are you constantly walking on eggshells? Do you feel supported? Or does the relationship feel one-sided? When a connection drains more than it nurtures, stepping back becomes an act of self-preservation, not selfishness. Detaching from toxic dynamics requires courage and compassion. Communicate your boundaries clearly and calmly, without blame. For example, if someone constantly criticizes you, express that you value constructive feedback but won't tolerate personal attacks. If the relationship can't adapt to these boundaries, it may be time to distance yourself. This doesn't mean you stop caring about the person. It means you prioritize your emotional health, creating space for healthier connections. Beyond relationships, letting go also involves releasing unhealthy thought patterns. These include ruminating on the past, worrying excessively about the future, or clinging to unattainable expectations. These thoughts drain your mental energy, pulling you away from the present. To release them, focus on what is within your control. If you've made a mistake, take responsibility and learn from it rather than dwelling on regret. If uncertainty looms, channel your energy into preparation instead of fear. Shifting your focus to actionable steps breaks the cycle of mental drain. Practicing gratitude can help you release these patterns. Gratitude redirects your attention from what's missing to what's present, grounding you in the here and now. When you feel weighed down by frustration or doubt, take a moment to acknowledge what you appreciate. This simple shift in perspective creates space for peace and lightens the emotional load you carry. A crucial aspect of emotional detox is learning to say no. Overcommitment is a common source of emotional drain, often fueled by the fear of disappointing others or missing opportunities. Recognize that saying no is not a rejection. It's an affirmation of your priorities. Each yes you give to one thing is a no to something else, often your own well-being. Evaluate requests through the lens of your values and capacity. If something doesn't align, decline it with kindness but firmness. This practice frees your time and energy for what truly matters. Letting go also involves releasing the need for control. Many emotional drains stem from trying to manage outcomes or people's opinions. This need for control creates tension, as it focuses your energy on what lies outside your influence. The principle of apatheia teaches that true peace comes from accepting what you cannot change. This doesn't mean passivity. It means channeling your effort into what you can control, your actions, decisions, and responses. Letting go of the rest is not giving up. It's trusting that life unfolds as it should, even when it doesn't align with your expectations. Creating rituals of release can support this process. These rituals act as intentional moments to let go of emotional weight. For instance, journaling about what's troubling you and then physically tearing up the page can symbolize release. Meditating on the breath, letting each exhale carry away tension, is another way to practice detachment. These small acts reinforce your commitment to freeing yourself from what drains you. Your environment also plays a role in emotional detox. A cluttered or chaotic space often mirrors and amplifies internal stress. Simplify your surroundings to create a sense of calm. Remove physical items that no longer serve you and cultivate an environment that reflects the peace you seek. This practice extends beyond material possessions. It includes curating the media you consume and the conversations you engage in. Protecting your mental space is as vital as safeguarding your physical one. Letting go is a process, not a one-time act. There will be moments when old patterns resurface or certain drains prove harder to release. Be patient with yourself. Growth is not linear, and each step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Celebrate these steps as they signify your commitment to prioritizing your well-being and living with intention. The practice of apatheia isn't about becoming indifferent or detached from life. It's about freeing yourself from destructive passions and attachments that weigh you down. It's about creating space for clarity, joy, and purpose. As you let go of what drains you, you don't just lighten your emotional load. You strengthen your ability to face life's challenges with resilience and peace. Each release brings you closer to living fully, unburdened by what no longer serves you. Letting go of what drains you opens the path to clarity and renewed energy, but challenges will still come. Life is unpredictable, filled with moments that test your strength and resolve. The key is not avoiding adversity, but developing the resilience to face it head-on, standing firm while life's storms rage around you. Resilience is not a trait you are born with. It is a skill you cultivate, a mindset that transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. It's about meeting life's difficulties not with fear, but with a quiet, unshakable confidence that you can endure and adapt. Resilience begins with perspective. How you perceive adversity shapes how you respond to it. Challenges can be seen as threats that weaken you or as opportunities to grow stronger. When difficulties arise, pause and ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? Every setback holds a lesson, whether it's patience, adaptability, or self-awareness. By shifting your focus from what you've lost to what you can gain, you reframe adversity as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. This mindset doesn't minimize the pain of hardship, but empowers you to move through it with purpose. The foundation of resilience lies in accepting what is outside your control. Resistance to reality often amplifies suffering. When faced with adversity, identify the aspects you can influence and those you cannot. Direct your energy toward actionable steps and let go of the rest. This principle, rooted in Stoicism, frees you from the frustration of trying to change the unchangeable. Acceptance is not resignation. It's the courage to face reality with clarity and focus on what truly matters. Resilience also requires cultivating emotional flexibility. Life's challenges often trigger intense emotions, anger, sadness, fear, that can cloud judgment and drain energy. Instead of suppressing these feelings, acknowledge them. Let them flow through you without becoming consumed. Emotions are like waves. They rise and fall, but they do not define you. By observing your emotions with detachment, you create space to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. One of the most powerful tools for building resilience is developing a strong sense of purpose. Purpose acts as an anchor, grounding you in something greater than the immediate challenge. When you are clear about what matters most to you, adversity loses some of its power to derail you. Reflect on your core values and long-term goals. Ask yourself, how does this challenge align with or impact my purpose? This clarity provides direction and motivation, helping you endure hardships with a sense of meaning. Physical well-being plays a crucial role in resilience. Adversity often tests not only your mental strength, but your physical stamina. Prioritize habits that support your body, such as regular exercise, nutritious eating, and sufficient sleep. These practices build a foundation of strength and energy, equipping you to handle stress more effectively. Movement, in particular, has a direct impact on your mental state. Even a short walk can clear your mind and provide a fresh perspective. reminding you that resilience is both a mental and physical pursuit. Building resilience also involves fostering a support system. Connection with others provides encouragement, perspective, and a sense of shared strength. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Share your challenges openly with trusted friends or mentors, not as a sign of weakness, but as an act of courage. Vulnerability strengthens bonds, creating a network of support that can help you navigate even the toughest times. Mindfulness is another cornerstone of resilience. Adversity often pulls you into a cycle of overthinking and worrying about the future. Mindfulness grounds you in the present, reducing anxiety and creating a sense of calm. Practice paying attention to the here and now, whether through meditation, focused breathing, or simply observing your surroundings. When your mind begins to spiral, gently bring it back to the moment. This practice helps you approach challenges with clarity and reduces the mental exhaustion that comes from dwelling on what might happen. Resilience grows through action. Challenges often feel overwhelming when viewed as a whole. Break them down into manageable steps, focusing on one task at a time. This approach prevents paralysis and builds momentum. Each small action you take reinforces your ability to face adversity and creates a sense of progress. Over time, these steps accumulate, turning what once felt insurmountable into something achievable. Another essential aspect of resilience is adaptability. Adversity often requires you to adjust your plans or expectations. Embrace flexibility as a strength rather than a compromise. Ask yourself, what alternatives exist? How can I approach this challenge differently? Viewing adaptability as a skill to master allows you to navigate changes with grace rather than resistance. It reminds you that resilience is not about rigidity, but about bending without breaking. Gratitude enhances resilience by shifting your focus from scarcity to abundance. Even in the midst of hardship, there are aspects of life to appreciate. Take time each day to acknowledge what you're grateful for, whether it's the support of a friend, a moment of quiet, or the strength you've shown. Gratitude doesn't erase difficulty, but it provides balance, reminding you that even in darkness, there is light. Resilience is also built through self-compassion. Hardship often brings feelings of inadequacy or failure. Be kind to yourself in these moments. Treat yourself with the same understanding and encouragement you would offer a friend. Recognize that growth comes from struggle and that setbacks are part of the journey. Self-compassion doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means acknowledging your humanity and giving yourself the grace to keep moving forward. Resilience strengthens over time, much like a muscle. Each challenge you face, each moment of perseverance, adds to your capacity to endure. Reflect on past hardships and how you overcame them. These memories serve as evidence of your strength, reminding you that you are capable of weathering future storms. Use these reflections as fuel for confidence, knowing that resilience is not just about surviving adversity, but thriving because of it. Let resilience be a practice you cultivate daily, not just during crises. Through perspective, purpose, mindfulness, and action, you create a foundation that supports you in the face of life's inevitable challenges. This foundation is not built overnight, but through consistent effort, each step reinforcing your ability to stand firm, no matter what comes your way. As you grow in resilience, you'll find that adversity no longer feels like a threat, but an opportunity to prove to yourself just how strong you can be. Resilience turns challenges into opportunities, but emotional struggles remain a constant part of life's landscape. Each day presents its own hurdles, small frustrations, unspoken anxieties, and unexpected setbacks. These moments may feel like barriers, yet within each lies an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more intentional. The Stoic principle, "the obstacle is the way," transforms these daily challenges from sources of frustration into stepping stones for progress. It's about shifting perspective, embracing difficulty, and learning to thrive in the very situations that test your limits. Life is full of emotional triggers that can derail your focus. A tense conversation, a missed deadline, or a moment of self-doubt can quickly snowball into larger issues if left unchecked. The first step in applying "the obstacle is the way" is recognizing these triggers as they arise. Awareness is your greatest tool. Instead of reacting instinctively, pause and ask, "What is this obstacle teaching me?" Even the smallest frustrations carry lessons: patience, humility, or adaptability that shape your character over time. Daily emotional challenges often stem from unmet expectations. You expect others to act a certain way, or situations to unfold according to your plans. When reality diverges from these expectations, disappointment and frustration take hold. By shifting your perspective, you can see these moments not as failures, but as opportunities to practice flexibility and acceptance. Release the need for control over what lies outside your influence and focus on adjusting your approach to what you can change. This act of realignment turns obstacles into opportunities for growth. One of the most profound ways to overcome emotional challenges is by reframing how you view them. Instead of seeing an obstacle as a roadblock, view it as a teacher. Difficult emotions like anger or fear are not enemies. They are signals pointing toward areas in your life that require attention. When anger arises, it often highlights a boundary that needs reinforcing. When fear emerges, it points to an area where courage can grow. Reframing these emotions allows you to approach them with curiosity rather than resistance, transforming frustration into insight. Daily practice is essential for mastering this mindset. Start by intentionally seeking small challenges and embracing them as opportunities to build resilience. If a long line at the store tests your patience, use it as a chance to practice calmness. If a misunderstanding with a coworker triggers frustration, see it as an opportunity to communicate more clearly and compassionately. These seemingly minor moments create the foundation for navigating larger obstacles with grace and strength. Gratitude can also play a powerful role in overcoming emotional challenges. When faced with difficulty, pause to reflect on what this moment offers you. Gratitude shifts your focus from the discomfort of the challenge to the potential it holds for growth. Even in the midst of struggle, there is always something to be thankful for: a lesson learned, a new perspective gained, or simply the strength to endure. Gratitude grounds you in the present, reminding you that even obstacles contribute to your journey. Self-compassion is equally important in this process. Emotional challenges often bring self-criticism as you judge yourself for struggling or not meeting expectations. Instead of harshly critiquing yourself, approach these moments with understanding and patience. Acknowledge that challenges are part of being human, and that growth often requires discomfort. By treating yourself with kindness, you create an internal environment where resilience can thrive. Overcoming daily emotional challenges also requires a focus on actionable steps. Break down the obstacle in front of you into manageable pieces. If a daunting task feels overwhelming, focus on the first small action you can take. Progress, no matter how incremental, builds momentum and shifts your perspective from feeling stuck to feeling capable. Each step forward reinforces the belief that obstacles are not insurmountable, but simply require perseverance. Mindfulness is another key tool in navigating emotional challenges. The mind often amplifies difficulties, creating stories about how things will go wrong or why they shouldn't be happening. Mindfulness brings you back to the present, where the challenge is often simpler than it appears in your imagination. By focusing on your breath, your senses, or the task at hand, you quiet the mental noise and engage with the obstacle directly. This clarity allows you to respond intentionally rather than react impulsively. Building support systems is essential for overcoming emotional challenges. While self-reliance is important, having trusted people to lean on provides perspective and encouragement. Share your struggles with someone you trust, not as a burden, but as an opportunity for connection and understanding. Others can offer insights you may not see and remind you of your strength when doubts creep in. Community is not a sign of weakness. It's a resource that makes you stronger. Embracing the obstacle is the way also means accepting failure as part of the process. Not every challenge will be met with immediate success, and that's okay. Failure is not the end. It's feedback, a chance to learn and adjust your approach. When you view setbacks as temporary and valuable, they lose their power to discourage you. Each attempt, whether successful or not, contributes to your growth and prepares you for future challenges. This principle extends beyond individual moments to the larger patterns in your life. Reflect on recurring challenges and what they reveal about your values, habits, or beliefs. If you often feel overwhelmed, it may point to the need for better boundaries or time management. If conflicts frequently arise, it may highlight areas where communication can improve. These patterns are opportunities to realign your actions with your goals and values, creating a more intentional and fulfilling life. Overcoming emotional challenges requires faith in your ability to endure and adapt. Trust that every obstacle, no matter how daunting, contains the seeds of growth. This trust is not blind optimism, but a recognition of your past resilience and the lessons you've already learned. Each time you face a challenge and move through it, you strengthen your belief in your ability to handle whatever comes next. The mindset of "the obstacle is the way" transforms daily struggles into moments of empowerment. It's a practice that requires patience, perseverance, and self-awareness, but the rewards are profound. Each time you approach a challenge with curiosity, gratitude, and intentional action, you turn adversity into an ally. Over time, this practice reshapes how you view difficulty, not as something to fear, but as a path to becoming the strongest version of yourself. Turning obstacles into opportunities builds a mindset that embraces challenges, but the way you start each day often determines how well you handle what lies ahead. Mornings are a unique moment, a chance to set the foundation for clarity, focus, and resilience. The Stoics understood this well, crafting rituals that prime the mind for the day's demands. A well-structured morning ritual isn't just a routine, it's a practice of aligning your actions with your values and intentions, ensuring that each day begins with purpose and strength. The first element of a Stoic morning ritual is reflection. Before the demands of the day begin to pull your attention outward, take time to center yourself inward. This is not just about planning, but about grounding. Start by reminding yourself of what truly matters: your values, your priorities, and your commitments. Reflect on the fact that every day is a finite gift, an opportunity to live intentionally. This perspective helps you approach the day with gratitude and urgency, knowing that your time is precious. Reflection also includes preparing for the challenges you may face. Think ahead to the conversations, tasks, or decisions that may test your patience, focus, or emotional balance. Mentally rehearse how you will respond, guided by the virtues you wish to embody: patience, courage, kindness, or wisdom. By anticipating potential difficulties, you equip yourself to meet them with calm and clarity rather than being caught off guard. This mental preparation is not about expecting the worst, but about cultivating readiness and resilience. As part of your reflection, consider what success looks like for the day. This isn't about completing a to-do list or achieving external milestones. It's about living in alignment with your principles. What actions will bring you closer to your long-term goals? What moments will allow you to express your values? Defining success in these terms shifts your focus from external validation to internal fulfillment, creating a sense of purpose that carries you through the day. The second element of a Stoic morning ritual is intentional action. Once you've centered yourself mentally, turn your attention to how you will translate your intentions into reality. Begin by identifying your priorities for the day. These are not just tasks, but commitments that align with your values and contribute to your growth. Write them down, making a clear plan for how you will approach them. This act of writing transforms abstract intentions into concrete actions, creating a roadmap for the day. Intentional action also means starting the day with movement. The Stoics understood the importance of physical vitality as a foundation for mental and emotional strength. Engage in a form of exercise that energizes and grounds you, whether it's stretching, walking, or more vigorous activity. Movement not only awakens your body, but also clears your mind, creating a sense of momentum that carries into the rest of your day. This connection between physical and mental well-being reinforces the Stoic belief in the unity of mind and body. Another aspect of intentional action is mindfulness. As you move through your morning routine, bring your full attention to each task. Whether you're making your bed, brewing coffee, or getting dressed, treat these moments as opportunities to practice presence. This mindfulness transforms mundane activities into rituals of care and intention, setting a tone of focus and calm for the day ahead. It also reminds you that even the smallest actions can be done with purpose and excellence. The third element of a Stoic morning ritual is gratitude. After preparing your mind and body, take a moment to appreciate the opportunities the day offers. Gratitude is not just about listing what you're thankful for. It's about cultivating a mindset of abundance and possibility. Reflect on the people, experiences, and strengths that enrich your life. Acknowledge the challenges you've overcome and the growth they've brought. This practice grounds you in the present, reminding you that each day is not just a responsibility, but a privilege. Gratitude also extends to the challenges you anticipate. Rather than dreading obstacles, view them as opportunities to practice resilience and virtue. Thank the difficulties in advance for the lessons they will teach. This perspective shifts your relationship with adversity, transforming it from a source of frustration to a chance for growth. Gratitude doesn't eliminate challenges, but reframes them, allowing you to approach the day with a sense of calm and readiness. Incorporating these three elements, reflection, intentional action, and gratitude, into your morning creates a foundation for living with purpose and clarity. This ritual is not about perfection or rigidity, but about starting each day with intention. It's a practice of aligning your actions with your values, ensuring that the way you begin reflects the person you wish to become. Over time, these mornings shape your days, your character, and ultimately, your life. Starting your day with clarity and gratitude lays a solid foundation, but the noise of life often disrupts that balance. Conversations, notifications, obligations, and even our own racing thoughts create a constant hum of distraction. In this noise, the power of silence becomes a rare and transformative practice. Silence is not simply the absence of sound. It is a space for reflection, awareness, and renewal. Intentional quiet allows you to cut through the chaos, reconnect with your core, and cultivate profound inner strength. The practice of silence begins with creating moments of intentional quiet throughout your day. These are not passive gaps in activity, but active choices to pause and step away from the noise. Silence gives your mind the opportunity to process, recharge, and refocus. It's in these moments that you find clarity, allowing you to approach challenges with a calm, thoughtful perspective. This clarity isn't just mental, it's emotional as well, providing space to understand and release lingering frustrations or anxieties. To harness the power of silence, start by reducing external noise. Identify the sources of unnecessary distractions in your environment and minimize them. Turn off non-essential notifications, choose spaces that promote calm, and limit exposure to constant chatter. These changes create an external stillness that sets the stage for internal quiet. This isn't about isolating yourself completely, but about consciously choosing when and where you engage with external inputs. Silence also allows you to develop a deeper relationship with your thoughts. In the absence of noise, you become more attuned to the patterns of your mind. This awareness is not always comfortable. Silence often reveals doubts, fears, and unresolved emotions. However, facing these thoughts without distraction is the first step toward understanding and transforming them. Instead of avoiding silence because it feels unsettling, lean into it. Treat it as a mirror that reflects your inner state, offering insights that are otherwise drowned out by constant activity. The benefits of silence extend to decision-making. Noise often creates pressure to act quickly or respond impulsively, but silence provides the space to deliberate. When faced with a decision, take a moment of quiet before acting. Use this time to weigh your options, align your choice with your values, and ensure your response is intentional. This practice reduces the likelihood of regret and strengthens your ability to navigate complex situations with confidence. Silence also enhances your ability to listen, both to yourself and others. In conversations, silence becomes a tool for understanding. When you listen without immediately planning your response, you hear more than words. You notice tone, intention, and unspoken feelings. This deeper listening fosters connection and empathy, enriching your relationships. Similarly, listening to your own inner voice during moments of quiet helps you identify what truly matters to you, aligning your actions with your authentic self. Incorporating silence into your daily routine requires intention. Start by setting aside specific periods of the day for quiet reflection. This could be a few minutes in the morning to set your intentions, a midday pause to reset, or an evening practice to process the events of the day. These moments don't need to be lengthy. Consistency is more important than duration. Over time, these small acts of quiet build into a habit that transforms how you engage with the world. Another way to deepen your practice is by embracing silence in your interactions. Choose to speak less and observe more, particularly in situations where emotions run high. This doesn't mean withholding important communication, but recognizing when silence can be more powerful than words. In moments of conflict, for example, silence allows space for emotions to settle, reducing the likelihood of escalating tensions. It also signals respect and attentiveness, showing others that their perspective matters. Silence is equally valuable in creative pursuits. Many breakthroughs occur not during moments of active brainstorming, but during quiet reflection. Silence clears mental clutter, allowing new ideas and solutions to surface. Whether you're writing, problem-solving, or planning, incorporating periods of silence into your creative process enhances focus and innovation. It reminds you that sometimes the best way to move forward is to step back and let the mind breathe. The physical benefits of silence are just as profound. Noise triggers stress responses in the body, while silence promotes relaxation and recovery. Intentional quiet lowers blood pressure, calms the nervous system, and improves sleep quality. By making silence a regular part of your routine, you support not only your mental and emotional well-being, but your physical health as well. This holistic impact reinforces the importance of carving out quiet time, even in the busiest of days. Silence also cultivates gratitude. In the stillness, you become more aware of life's subtleties, the gentle rustle of leaves, the warmth of sunlight, the rhythm of your breath. These moments remind you of the beauty and abundance that exist even in simplicity. Gratitude, born from silence, shifts your perspective from what's lacking to what's present, grounding you in contentment and joy. One of the most transformative aspects of silence is its ability to foster self-discipline. In a world that values constant stimulation, choosing quiet requires effort and intention. Each time you prioritize silence, you strengthen your ability to resist distractions and focus on what truly matters. This discipline extends to other areas of life, enhancing your ability to set boundaries, achieve goals, and stay aligned with your values. Silence is not about withdrawing from the world, but engaging with it more fully. By quieting the external noise, you create space to hear your own thoughts, connect with others on a deeper level, and approach life's challenges with clarity and strength. It's a practice of presence, reminding you that within the quiet lies your greatest source of power and resilience. Over time, these moments of intentional quiet shape not only your days, but your character, helping you navigate life with grace and purpose. The quiet moments of intentional silence allow you to listen to the depths of your thoughts and feelings, setting the stage for an even more profound practice. Reflection. As the day comes to an end, there lies a precious opportunity to pause and look inward, examining the choices you've made, the emotions you've navigated, and the growth you've achieved. The evening review is not just a practice of looking back. It is a deliberate act of recalibrating your life day by day to align with your values and aspirations. It is where learning meets action, where progress becomes intentional, and where each day closes with purpose. Reflection. At the end of the day starts with honest self-assessment. This is not about self-criticism or dwelling on mistakes. It's about observing your actions with curiosity and care. Ask yourself, how did I live today? Did my decisions reflect the person I aim to be? What moments brought alignment with my values, and where did I drift? This practice shines a light on your successes and missteps, not as judgments, but as guideposts for tomorrow. By reviewing your actions, you develop a sharper understanding of what truly serves your growth. Acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small, is an essential part of the evening review. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to overlook progress. Take time to celebrate the moments when you upheld your principles, met a challenge with courage, or brought kindness to a difficult situation. Recognizing these victories reinforces your commitment to living with intention. It builds confidence, reminding you that growth is an ongoing process made up of consistent effort rather than grand gestures. Just as it's important to celebrate your wins, it's equally valuable to confront areas where you fell short. This requires humility and a willingness to learn. Reflect on moments when emotions or habits got the better of you. Ask yourself, what triggered this response? What could I have done differently? This exploration isn't about blaming yourself, but about uncovering patterns and finding opportunities for improvement. Each insight becomes a tool for refining your approach, ensuring that tomorrow brings progress rather than repetition. The evening review also creates space for gratitude. As you reflect on the day, pause to appreciate the people, moments, and experiences that brought meaning or joy. Gratitude shifts your focus from what went wrong to what went right, balancing self-assessment with positivity. It cultivates a sense of abundance, reminding you of the richness in your life, even amidst challenges. Gratitude is not just an act of acknowledgement. It is a perspective that transforms how you view your journey. Part of reflecting is identifying lessons from the day. Every interaction, decision, or obstacle holds the potential to teach you something about yourself or the world around you. By extracting these lessons, you turn daily experiences into building blocks for growth. Ask yourself, what did today teach me about patience, resilience, or communication? These insights deepen your understanding and equip you with wisdom to navigate future challenges more effectively. The evening review also involves correcting course. Awareness of where you've drifted from your goals or values is only meaningful if it leads to action. Decide what adjustments you will make based on your reflections. If you found yourself distracted by unimportant tasks, commit to prioritizing differently. If you reacted impulsively to a situation, plan how you will approach similar moments with greater composure. These corrections are not about erasing the past, but about steering your path toward the future you desire. Ending the day with intention requires creating a sense of closure. This means releasing the mental and emotional weight you've carried throughout the day. Acknowledge any lingering worries or frustrations and consciously let them go. This might involve journaling, meditating, or simply taking a deep breath. Closure allows you to transition from the demands of the day to the rest and renewal of the night, ensuring that you enter tomorrow with a clear and focused mind. The practice of the evening review also strengthens your relationship with yourself. By dedicating time to reflect, you signal that your growth and well-being matter. It is a moment of self-connection where you honor your journey and commit to moving forward with purpose. This consistent act of self-care builds trust in your ability to navigate life's complexities with wisdom and grace. Consistency is key to making the evening review effective. It doesn't have to be a lengthy or elaborate process. Even a few minutes of intentional reflection can create meaningful change. The power of this practice lies in repetition. Small, daily acts of reflection and correction compound over time, creating profound shifts in your mindset, habits, and character. It is through this consistency that you turn aspiration into action, ensuring that each day contributes to the person you are becoming. Reflection also fosters a deeper sense of presence. By reviewing your day with intention, you cultivate mindfulness, not just in the evening, but throughout your waking hours. Knowing that you will reflect at the end of the day encourages you to approach each moment with greater awareness. This mindfulness enhances your ability to make intentional choices, creating a cycle of reflection and action that fuels continuous growth. The evening review is a practice rooted in accountability, gratitude, and purpose. It transforms the end of each day into a moment of clarity and renewal, ensuring that you don't just live through your days, but learn and grow from them. As you close each day with this ritual, you create a foundation for intentional living, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary and the passing of time into a journey of growth and self-discovery. Closing each day with reflection creates clarity and aligns your path. But life's most profound lessons often emerge from what you cannot plan. Unexpected events have a way of challenging your stability and testing your resilience. They arrive uninvited, disrupting routines and forcing you to confront uncertainty. The Stoic principle of Amor Fati, or love of fate, invites you to embrace not just acceptance, but a deep appreciation for the events that shape your journey, even when they defy your expectations. It's about finding purpose and meaning in what unfolds, regardless of whether it aligns with your plans. The essence of Amor Fati begins with relinquishing resistance to reality. When faced with the unexpected, the initial reaction is often frustration, fear, or denial. These emotions arise from a deep-seated desire for control. By embracing Amor Fati, you shift from resisting what is to accepting what has come, not as a burden, but as a necessary part of your story. This perspective frees you from the energy-draining cycle of fighting against circumstances you cannot change. Unexpected events are often viewed as obstacles, but Amor Fati challenges you to see them as opportunities. Every disruption carries the potential for growth, whether it teaches resilience, patience, or adaptability. When an unforeseen challenge arises, ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? This question shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you can gain, transforming difficulties into stepping stones for greater understanding and strength. Applying Amor Fati requires a shift in perspective. Instead of labeling events as good or bad, view them as neutral occurrences that carry lessons. A sudden setback at work, for example, may feel negative at first, but with time, it might reveal an opportunity to refine your skills or pursue a more fulfilling path. By detaching from initial judgments, you create space to explore the deeper meaning of events, uncovering the hidden benefits they offer. Gratitude is a powerful companion to Amor Fati. When life veers off course, gratitude shifts your focus from what has changed to what remains. Reflect on the resources, relationships, and strengths that support you through uncertainty. This practice reminds you that even in disruption, there is stability to be found. Gratitude grounds you, allowing you to navigate unexpected events with a sense of abundance rather than scarcity. Another element of Amor Fati is learning to trust the unfolding of life. While planning and preparation are valuable, they cannot account for every variable. Trusting life means believing that even the most unexpected twists contribute to your journey in meaningful ways. This trust doesn't eliminate challenges, but allows you to approach them with openness and curiosity. It's a recognition that life's wisdom often surpasses human understanding, weaving together experiences in ways that lead to growth and fulfillment. Amor Fati also teaches the importance of adaptability. Unexpected events often demand that you adjust your plans, expectations, or approach. Instead of clinging to what was, embrace the flexibility to explore new paths. Adaptability is not a sign of weakness, but of strength, a willingness to evolve in response to life's dynamic nature. This mindset allows you to navigate change with grace, finding opportunity in every shift. In relationships, Amor Fati encourages you to embrace the imperfections of others. People will sometimes act unpredictably, making decisions that disappoint or confuse you. Rather than dwelling on their actions, focus on how you can respond with understanding and compassion. This doesn't mean tolerating harm, but recognizing that everyone is navigating their own challenges. Accepting the unpredictability of human behavior deepens your connections and reduces unnecessary conflict. When applied to personal setbacks, Amor Fati encourages you to release self-criticism. Unexpected failures or mistakes often lead to feelings of inadequacy or regret. Instead of berating yourself, see these moments as part of your learning process. Each misstep provides valuable insights that shape your future decisions. By embracing your imperfections, you cultivate resilience and confidence, knowing that growth arises from embracing the full spectrum of experiences. Amor Fati also strengthens your ability to find beauty in imperfection. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned, and it's often in the deviations that the most meaningful moments occur. A cancelled trip might lead to unexpected connections at home. A career setback might pave the way for a more fulfilling opportunity. By embracing the unexpected, you discover a richness in life that structured plans often overlook. Silence and reflection play a vital role in practicing Amor Fati. When the unexpected disrupts your routine, pause and create space for stillness. This quiet allows you to process emotions, gain clarity, and reframe your perspective. In the absence of noise, you find the wisdom to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Reflection transforms unexpected events from sources of stress into catalysts for growth. Preparation also enhances your ability to practice Amor Fati. While you cannot anticipate every twist, cultivating a mindset of readiness equips you to handle change with confidence. This preparation includes building resilience, nurturing gratitude, and staying grounded in your values. By strengthening these foundations, you create a buffer against the emotional turbulence that often accompanies unexpected events. The practice of Amor Fati extends to finding meaning in adversity. The Stoics believed that every event, no matter how challenging, serves a purpose. When faced with hardship, consider how it aligns with your broader journey. Does it teach you courage? Does it deepen your empathy? By seeking meaning in difficulty, you transform pain into purpose, creating a narrative that empowers rather than diminishes you. Letting go of attachment to outcomes is another key element of Amor Fati. Many unexpected events feel jarring because they disrupt your expectations. By releasing the need for a specific outcome, you free yourself to explore alternative possibilities. This openness reduces disappointment and creates space for curiosity and creativity. It allows you to approach life with a sense of wonder, embracing the unexpected as a source of discovery. Practicing Amor Fati also enhances your ability to inspire others. When you face unexpected events with grace and resilience, you model a powerful approach to adversity. Your actions demonstrate that challenges are not to be feared, but embraced, encouraging those around you to cultivate their own strength and adaptability. This ripple effect creates a culture of growth and empowerment, extending the impact of your practice beyond yourself. At its core, Amor Fati is an invitation to fully embrace life in all its unpredictability. It is a practice of surrender, not in defeat, but in trust. A trust that every twist and turn contributes to your journey in meaningful ways. By approaching the unexpected with curiosity, gratitude, and adaptability, you transform it from an obstacle into a gift, unlocking the wisdom and growth hidden within. Over time, this practice becomes a way of being, allowing you to move through life with openness, resilience, and unwavering love for the path you walk. Embracing the unexpected and finding beauty in what unfolds teaches the value of simplicity, a life less cluttered by distractions, attachments, or unnecessary burdens. The practice of minimalism, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, offers a path to mental clarity and inner peace. It is not about deprivation, but about intentionality, reducing the excess that clouds your focus and drains your energy. Living minimally is a powerful challenge, one that encourages you to assess not only what you own, but how you live and where you invest your time and attention. The first step in embracing minimalism is identifying what truly matters to you. Many of the possessions and commitments in your life exist out of habit rather than intention. Take an honest inventory of your surroundings, your schedule, and your relationships. What adds value? What aligns with your values and goals? What serves no purpose but to occupy space and energy? This reflection is not about judgment, but about clarity, uncovering the essentials that bring you closer to a life of meaning. Minimalism begins with physical decluttering. Start with your immediate environment, whether it's your workspace, your living area, or your wardrobe. Each item you keep should serve a purpose, whether functional or sentimental. If it doesn't, consider letting it go. This act is not just about freeing up space. It's about creating an environment that fosters focus and calm. A clutter-free space reflects and reinforces a clutter-free mind, allowing you to concentrate on what truly matters. Reducing physical possessions also teaches detachment. Many objects carry emotional weight, tied to memories, aspirations, or identities. By releasing these items, you practice letting go of attachments that no longer serve you. This process can be challenging but profoundly liberating, breaking the cycle of seeking fulfillment through material things. It reminds you that your worth and happiness are not defined by what you own, but by who you are. Living minimally extends beyond material possessions to your use of time. Assess how you spend your hours each day. Are your activities aligned with your priorities, or are they consumed by distractions and obligations that drain you? Simplify your schedule by eliminating tasks that don't serve your goals or values. Prioritize what matters, whether it's meaningful work, time with loved ones, or moments of rest. This intentional use of time creates space for focus, growth, and connection. Minimalism also invites you to evaluate your relationships. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and gently step away from connections that bring negativity or drain your energy. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life harshly, but recognizing the value of boundaries. By nurturing healthy relationships, you create a supportive environment that fosters emotional well-being and personal growth. Technology is another area where minimalism can have a profound impact. The constant barrage of notifications, emails, and social media can overwhelm your mind and pull you away from the present. Simplify your digital life by limiting your use of apps and devices. Turn off unnecessary notifications set boundaries around screen time, and curate your online interactions to reflect your values. These small changes reduce mental clutter and create room for intentional focus. Minimalism also applies to your thoughts and emotions. Many of the worries, fears, and doubts that occupy your mind are unnecessary burdens. Practice mindfulness to become aware of these patterns and release the ones that no longer serve you. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions, but approaching them with curiosity and letting go of those that weigh you down. By simplifying your mental landscape, you cultivate clarity and peace. Practicing gratitude is a cornerstone of minimalism. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude reminds you that fulfillment doesn't come from acquiring more, but from appreciating what already exists in your life. This mindset not only reduces the desire for excess, but also deepens your connection to the present moment. Minimalism encourages you to redefine success. In a world that often equates achievement with accumulation, the minimalist approach asks you to measure success by your alignment with your values and the quality of your experiences. This shift reduces the pressure to constantly strive for more, allowing you to find contentment in simplicity. Success becomes not about doing everything, but about doing what matters. Adopting a minimalist lifestyle also strengthens your self-discipline. Resisting the urge to buy, say yes to every invitation, or fill your schedule requires intentionality and focus. Each act of restraint reinforces your ability to prioritize and align your actions with your values. Over time, this discipline becomes a natural part of how you navigate life, reducing distractions and enhancing your clarity. Minimalism is not about perfection, but about progress. It's a practice of consistently evaluating and refining your choices, creating a life that reflects your true self. Each small step you take, whether it's letting go of an unused item, simplifying your schedule, or cultivating gratitude, brings you closer to a life of intentionality and peace. It's not about reaching an endpoint, but about embracing a journey of simplicity and meaning. The benefits of minimalism extend beyond yourself. By consuming less and focusing on essentials, you reduce your impact on the environment and contribute to a culture of sustainability. Minimalism reminds you that your choices ripple outward, affecting not only your life, but the world around you. This awareness deepens your commitment to living with intention, knowing that your actions contribute to a greater good. Minimalism is a powerful tool for mental clarity, emotional balance, and purposeful living. It invites you to strip away the excess and focus on what truly matters, creating a life that is not just simpler, but richer in meaning. As you embrace this practice, you'll discover that less is not only more, it is the path to a deeper, more intentional existence. Embracing minimalism clarifies your priorities and creates space for what truly matters. But protecting that space requires a vital skill: setting boundaries. Boundaries are not barriers, they are the lines that define your values, safeguard your well-being, and ensure your time and energy are devoted to what truly aligns with your purpose. The Stoic approach to boundaries emphasizes calm confidence, free from guilt or hesitation, recognizing that saying no to what drains you is saying yes to a life of integrity and intention. The foundation of setting boundaries begins with self-awareness. Before you can establish limits, you must understand your own needs, values, and goals. This requires honest reflection on what is essential to your well-being and growth. Consider where you feel stretched too thin or where resentment begins to creep in. These feelings are often signals that a boundary is being crossed. By paying attention to these emotions, you gain clarity on where limits are needed, allowing you to act with intention rather than frustration. Communicating boundaries requires clarity and compassion. Many people struggle to set boundaries because they fear conflict or rejection, but effective communication can transform these fears into opportunities for connection and understanding. Begin by expressing your boundary with kindness and confidence, using clear language that leaves no room for ambiguity. Instead of apologizing or over-explaining, frame your boundary as a positive step toward mutual respect and well-being. This approach reinforces that boundaries are not about pushing others away, but about fostering healthier relationships. A key principle in setting boundaries the Stoic way is focusing on what you can control. You cannot dictate how others will respond to your boundaries, but you can control how you communicate and enforce them. Let go of the need for approval or validation from others, and trust that maintaining your integrity is more important than meeting external expectations. This perspective frees you from the guilt often associated with setting limits, allowing you to prioritize your well-being without hesitation. Boundaries are most effective when they are consistent. If you set a limit but fail to uphold it, others may view it as negotiable, leading to confusion and frustration. Consistency reinforces the seriousness of your boundary, showing others that you respect yourself and expect the same in return. This does not mean rigidity, but rather a firm commitment to honoring your needs and values. Over time, consistency builds trust and clarity in your relationships, reducing the likelihood of repeated boundary violations. One of the most empowering aspects of setting boundaries is the freedom it creates. By saying no to what doesn't align with your values, you create space for what does. This freedom allows you to invest your time and energy in pursuits that bring meaning and fulfillment. It also reduces the mental and emotional burden of overcommitment, fostering a sense of peace and clarity. Boundaries are not restrictions. They are gateways to a more intentional and joyful life. Setting boundaries also strengthens your sense of self-respect. Each time you assert your limits, you affirm your worth and dignity. This practice reinforces that you are not defined by your willingness to please others, but by your commitment to living authentically. Over time, this self-respect becomes a source of inner strength, empowering you to navigate life's challenges with calm confidence. In relationships, boundaries enhance trust and respect. When you communicate your needs clearly, you create a foundation of honesty and understanding. This transparency allows others to know where they stand and how they can support you. At the same time, respecting others' boundaries deepens connection, showing that you value their autonomy and well-being. Boundaries are not walls, but bridges that foster healthier, more balanced interactions. The Stoic approach to boundaries also emphasizes the importance of detachment from others' reactions. Setting limits often triggers resistance or disappointment, but these responses are not your responsibility. Detachment allows you to enforce your boundaries without being swayed by guilt or manipulation. It reminds you that while empathy is important, your well-being is not negotiable. This balance between compassion and firmness is the hallmark of Stoic boundary setting. Boundaries are particularly important in managing your time. Time is a finite resource, and how you spend it reflects your priorities. Setting boundaries around your schedule ensures that your time is devoted to what truly matters rather than being consumed by obligations or distractions. This might involve limiting meetings, saying no to unnecessary commitments, or carving out periods for rest and reflection. Protecting your time is not selfish. It is essential for maintaining focus and balance. Practicing gratitude can also support your ability to set boundaries. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you fear losing to what you gain by honoring your limits. Reflect on the benefits of setting boundaries, such as reduced stress, stronger relationships, and greater alignment with your values. This perspective reinforces that boundaries are not a burden, but a gift you give yourself and others. Boundaries require ongoing practice and adjustment. As your priorities and circumstances evolve, so too will your boundaries. Regular reflection ensures that your limits remain aligned with your current needs and goals. This flexibility allows you to adapt without compromising your core values, ensuring that your boundaries continue to serve your well-being and growth. Enforcing boundaries also builds resilience. Each time you uphold a limit, you strengthen your ability to navigate challenges with confidence. This resilience extends beyond boundary setting, enhancing your ability to face adversity and maintain your composure in difficult situations. Boundaries are not just about protecting yourself. They are about cultivating the inner strength to live authentically and purposefully. Setting boundaries is a practice of self-care and self-respect, grounded in the understanding that you cannot pour from an empty cup. By prioritizing your well-being, you create a foundation from which you can support others and pursue your goals with clarity and intention. Boundaries are not about keeping people out. They are about ensuring that what comes into your life aligns with who you are and what you value. Living with boundaries. The Stoic way requires calm confidence, free from guilt or fear. It is a practice of honoring your worth, protecting your energy, and fostering healthier relationships. As you embrace this approach, you'll find that boundaries are not limitations, but pathways to a life of integrity, balance, and fulfillment. Each step you take in setting and maintaining your limits brings you closer to the freedom and clarity that come from living in alignment with your true self. Setting boundaries with calm confidence lays the groundwork for self-respect and alignment with your values. But even the strongest boundaries can be tested by criticism. Words, judgments, or feedback from others often stir emotions, making you question your choices or your worth. How you handle criticism shapes your ability to grow, to stand firm in your truth, and to approach life with resilience. Criticism is inevitable, but it doesn't have to be destructive. When approached with grace and inner strength, it becomes a tool for understanding yourself and navigating relationships with greater wisdom. Handling criticism begins with recognizing its nature. Feedback often reflects the perspective of the giver rather than an absolute truth. Criticism can stem from genuine care, miscommunication, or even someone projecting their own insecurities. Before reacting, take a moment to understand the context. This pause allows you to separate useful insights from baseless negativity, preventing unnecessary defensiveness and fostering clarity in how you respond. The first step in approaching criticism with grace is emotional regulation. Words have the power to evoke strong feelings, anger, embarrassment, or even self-doubt. These emotions are natural, but allowing them to dictate your response can lead to regret. Instead, acknowledge your feelings without letting them take control. Ground yourself through deep breathing or a brief pause, creating space between the criticism and your reaction. This moment of calm enables you to engage thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Criticism often challenges your ego, but practicing humility helps you navigate it with inner strength. Humility doesn't mean accepting every critique without question. It means approaching feedback with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Ask yourself if there is truth in the words being offered. Even criticism delivered poorly may contain valuable insights. By separating the message from the delivery, you can identify lessons that contribute to your growth while discarding what doesn't serve you. Boundaries play a vital role in handling criticism effectively. While openness to feedback is important, not all criticism deserves your attention. Distinguish between constructive feedback, which aims to help you grow, and destructive criticism, which seeks to harm or control. You have the right to protect yourself from toxic words and interactions. Respond to constructive feedback with curiosity and gratitude, but don't hesitate to distance yourself from criticism that undermines your well-being. When receiving valid criticism, approach it with gratitude rather than resentment. Feedback, even when uncomfortable, provides an opportunity to refine your actions or perspectives. Thank the person for their input, regardless of whether you agree with it. This response not only demonstrates emotional maturity, but also fosters a spirit of collaboration and understanding. Gratitude shifts your focus from defensiveness to growth, making criticism less about conflict and more about learning. Communication is key to addressing criticism gracefully. If feedback feels unclear or unfair, seek clarification. Ask questions to understand the intention behind the words and to gain a fuller picture of the issue being raised. This dialogue not only resolves misunderstandings, but also demonstrates your willingness to engage constructively. Clear communication transforms criticism from a potential source of tension into a pathway for mutual respect and resolution. Inner strength in the face of criticism comes from a strong sense of self. When you are clear about your values, goals, and identity, external judgments carry less weight. Reflect regularly on what matters most to you, and let this clarity anchor you when faced with feedback. Criticism becomes less about validation and more about perspective, allowing you to assess it without feeling threatened. This grounded approach fosters resilience and helps you stay true to yourself. Another powerful tool for handling criticism is detachment. Criticism often feels personal, but detachment reminds you that it is not a reflection of your worth. By viewing feedback objectively, you create emotional distance that prevents words from wounding you deeply. Detachment doesn't mean ignoring criticism. It means approaching it with curiosity rather than internalizing it as a judgment of your character. Practicing self-compassion is essential when criticism triggers self-doubt. Negative feedback can make you question your abilities or decisions, but responding with kindness to yourself counters this spiral. Remind yourself that growth is a process, and mistakes or imperfections are part of being human. Self-compassion transforms criticism into an opportunity for self-awareness and improvement, strengthening your confidence rather than undermining it. Resilience in handling criticism also comes from focusing on your actions rather than opinions. People's judgments are often influenced by their own biases or expectations, which you cannot control. What you can control is your behavior and response. When faced with criticism, ask yourself if your actions align with your values and goals. If they do, let this alignment reaffirm your path. If not, use the feedback as an opportunity to realign, without letting external opinions define your worth. Criticism often provides an opportunity to practice forgiveness, both toward others and yourself. Forgive those who may offer feedback harshly or unfairly, recognizing that their words often reflect their own struggles. At the same time, forgive yourself for any mistakes the criticism highlights. Holding on to guilt or resentment only prolongs the emotional impact of criticism. Forgiveness creates space for growth, freeing you from the weight of judgment and self-blame. Turning criticism into a tool for growth requires a mindset of adaptability. View feedback as information rather than as an attack. Adaptability allows you to adjust your approach based on constructive input while staying grounded in your core values. This flexibility not only strengthens your ability to learn from criticism, but also enhances your relationships as others see your willingness to engage thoughtfully and improve. Resilience is built through repeated exposure to criticism handled well. Each time you navigate feedback with grace and strength, you reinforce your ability to stay calm and centered in the face of challenges. Over time, criticism becomes less intimidating and more empowering as you develop the confidence to use it as a catalyst for growth rather than a source of insecurity. Criticism, when handled with grace and inner strength, becomes an opportunity to deepen self-awareness, strengthen relationships, and refine your path. By approaching feedback with humility, gratitude, and clarity, you transform it from a potential source of pain into a valuable tool for growth. Each encounter with criticism is a chance to affirm your values, learn from others, and move forward with confidence and resilience. Handling criticism with grace deepens your understanding of yourself and your interactions with others, but building meaningful relationships requires another layer of awareness, being fully present. True connection thrives not in controlling outcomes, but in embracing the moment, free from expectations. When you detach from the need for specific results, you create space for authenticity, understanding, and trust to flourish. Cultivating presence in relationships allows you to engage with others in a way that honors their individuality while staying grounded in your own values. Being present in relationships begins with intentional listening. Many conversations are filled with distractions, where responses are planned before the other person finishes speaking, or attention drifts to unrelated thoughts. Genuine listening requires more than hearing words. It demands full attention to the person's tone, body language, and unspoken emotions. This level of attentiveness demonstrates respect and fosters understanding, strengthening the bond between you. When you listen without an agenda, you create a safe space for others to express themselves fully, knowing they are truly heard. Detaching from outcomes means letting go of the need to control how others respond to you. Relationships often become strained when expectations are placed on how someone should behave, react, or feel. Instead of focusing on what you want from the interaction, shift your attention to what you can give, whether it's kindness, support, or understanding. This shift not only reduces frustration, but also allows relationships to evolve naturally, free from the pressure of imposed expectations. Presence in relationships also involves embracing vulnerability. Authentic connections are built when you allow yourself to be seen as you are, without fear of judgment or rejection. Vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. It fosters trust and encourages others to reciprocate with their own authenticity. By showing up fully in your interactions, you invite a depth of connection that cannot be achieved through guarded or surface-level engagement. Another aspect of cultivating presence is releasing past grievances. Holding on to resentment or replaying past conflicts prevents you from fully engaging in the present moment. While addressing unresolved issues is important, carrying them into every interaction creates a barrier to meaningful connection. Forgiveness, whether extended to others or yourself, clears the emotional space needed for presence. It allows you to approach relationships with an open heart and mind, unburdened by the weight of past misunderstandings. Detaching from outcomes doesn't mean indifference. It means approaching relationships with acceptance. People will sometimes act unpredictably, make mistakes, or fail to meet your expectations. By accepting their humanity and imperfections, you create a foundation for compassion rather than criticism. Acceptance does not mean tolerating harm, but recognizing that others are on their own journey, with struggles and growth of their own. This perspective fosters empathy and reduces unnecessary conflict. Cultivating presence also requires managing your own emotions. Relationships often trigger strong feelings: love, frustration, joy, or disappointment. While these emotions are natural, allowing them to dictate your actions can strain connections. Emotional awareness helps you navigate these feelings without letting them control your interactions. By staying grounded and reflective, you can respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, creating healthier and more balanced dynamics. Time and attention are some of the greatest gifts you can offer in a relationship. In a world filled with distractions, being fully present with someone is increasingly rare and valuable. When you give your undivided attention, you communicate that the person matters to you, strengthening trust and connection. This presence doesn't require grand gestures. Simple acts like putting away your phone during a conversation or showing genuine interest in someone's thoughts can have a profound impact. Detachment from outcomes also means recognizing that you cannot fix or change others. Relationships often falter when one person tries to mold another into their ideal. True connection comes from accepting people as they are, supporting their growth without trying to control it. This acceptance fosters mutual respect and allows each person to bring their authentic self to the relationship, creating a bond based on honesty and trust. Presence in relationships is also about cultivating patience. People grow and communicate at their own pace, and rushing or pressuring them can create tension. Patience allows you to honor the natural rhythm of the relationship, whether it's waiting for someone to open up, supporting them through a challenge, or giving them space when needed. This patience demonstrates care and understanding, reinforcing the foundation of the connection. Gratitude plays a significant role in cultivating presence. Reflect on what you appreciate about the people in your life, whether it's their kindness, humor, or resilience. Expressing gratitude deepens your connection and reminds you of the value they bring to your journey. Gratitude shifts your focus from what may be lacking to the abundance already present in your relationships, fostering a sense of contentment and joy. Maintaining presence in relationships also requires self-awareness. Understanding your own needs, triggers, and boundaries allows you to engage authentically without losing yourself in the process. Self-awareness helps you navigate challenges with clarity and communicate your feelings effectively, creating a space where both you and the other person can thrive. Flexibility is another key component of presence. Relationships are dynamic, constantly evolving as people grow and circumstances change. Embracing this fluidity allows you to adapt to new dynamics without clinging to rigid expectations. Flexibility fosters resilience in relationships, enabling them to weather challenges and emerge stronger. Presence is a practice of mindfulness, where you focus fully on the moment rather than being distracted by past regrets or future worries. This mindfulness enhances the quality of your interactions, allowing you to connect on a deeper level. It reminds you that relationships are not just about milestones or achievements. but about shared experiences and understanding in the present. Detachment from outcomes encourages you to approach relationships with curiosity rather than control. Instead of trying to predict or manipulate how interactions will unfold, approach each moment with an open mind, ready to discover and learn. This curiosity creates a sense of wonder and openness, enriching your connections and allowing them to unfold naturally. At its core, cultivating presence in relationships is about showing up fully and authentically, free from the need to control or force outcomes. It's a practice of acceptance, patience, and gratitude, where each interaction becomes an opportunity to deepen understanding and connection. By embracing this approach, you build relationships that are not only meaningful, but also resilient, grounded in mutual respect and a shared commitment to authenticity. Cultivating presence in relationships fosters trust and authenticity, yet even in the closest connections, there can be moments of imbalance or manipulation. Recognizing manipulative behavior is crucial not only for safeguarding your well-being, but also for maintaining integrity in how you respond. Manipulation thrives in ambiguity and emotion, making clarity and self-awareness essential tools for navigating such interactions. A Stoic approach, grounded in reason and virtue, empowers you to identify manipulation and address it with unwavering integrity, protecting both your peace and your principles. Manipulative behavior often begins subtly, disguised as concern, charm, or persuasion. It seeks to exploit vulnerabilities, whether emotional, social, or situational, to achieve an outcome favorable to the manipulator. Recognizing these patterns starts with heightened awareness. Pay attention to interactions where you feel pressured, confused, or uneasy. These emotions often signal underlying manipulation, prompting you to examine the situation more closely. A key trait of manipulation is its reliance on creating doubt or guilt, which clouds your judgment and coerces compliance. A Stoic response to manipulation begins with emotional detachment. Manipulators often provoke strong emotions, fear, guilt, or obligation to influence your decisions. By remaining calm and composed, you resist being swept away by these tactics. This emotional stability allows you to evaluate the situation rationally, separating the manipulator's intentions from your own values and priorities. A moment of calm reflection can reveal the true nature of the interaction, enabling you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Boundaries are your first line of defense against manipulation. Clear and consistent boundaries communicate what you will and will not tolerate, reducing opportunities for exploitation. Establishing boundaries requires self-awareness and the confidence to assert them without guilt. A manipulator may push against these limits, but standing firm reinforces your commitment to self-respect. Remember, boundaries are not about controlling others, but about protecting your own well-being and autonomy. Understanding the tactics of manipulation further strengthens your ability to respond with integrity. Common strategies include gaslighting, where the manipulator denies or distorts reality to make you question your perceptions. Guilt tripping, which leverages your empathy to achieve compliance. And emotional blackmail, where threats or ultimatums are used to create fear. By recognizing these tactics, you reclaim control over the situation, refusing to be swayed by their emotional weight. Knowledge disarms manipulation, turning its tools into clear signs rather than traps. Assertive communication is a cornerstone of responding to manipulation with Stoic integrity. Speak clearly and confidently, using language that reflects your values and intentions. Avoid engaging in arguments or justifications, as these can escalate the manipulator's efforts to control the narrative. Instead, calmly state your perspective, reinforcing your boundaries and maintaining focus on the core issue. Assertive communication not only neutralizes manipulation, but also models respect and strength, setting a standard for how you expect to be treated. Manipulation often thrives in environments of secrecy or isolation. Sharing your experiences with trusted individuals can provide valuable perspective and support. Others may see patterns or offer insights that you've overlooked, helping you navigate the situation more effectively. Collaboration also reminds you that you are not alone, reducing the manipulator's power to isolate or control you. Building a network of supportive relationships strengthens your resilience against manipulation and reinforces your commitment to integrity. A Stoic approach also emphasizes compassion, even when dealing with manipulation. This doesn't mean tolerating harmful behavior, but understanding that manipulators often act out of their own insecurities or unmet needs. Recognizing this can help you respond with empathy rather than hostility, diffusing tension and maintaining your composure. Compassion does not excuse manipulation, but transforms your response into one of strength and understanding rather than retaliation or fear. Resisting manipulation requires self-confidence. When you trust your values and judgments, you are less susceptible to external pressure or doubt. Cultivate this confidence through regular reflection on your principles and goals. By grounding yourself in what matters most, you build a solid foundation that manipulation cannot shake. This inner strength not only protects you, but also inspires others to approach you with respect and honesty. Detachment from outcomes plays a critical role in maintaining integrity when facing manipulation. Manipulators often dangle rewards or threats to sway your decisions, creating a sense of urgency or fear. By letting go of the need to control the outcome, you free yourself from their influence. Focus instead on aligning your actions with your values, trusting that the right path will unfold naturally. This detachment reduces the manipulator's leverage, allowing you to act with clarity and purpose. Practicing gratitude strengthens your resilience against manipulation. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you might lose to what you already have, reducing the power of fear-based tactics. Reflect on the people, strengths, and opportunities in your life that support your growth and well-being. This mindset not only grounds you, but also reinforces your commitment to protect what truly matters. Gratitude transforms manipulation from a source of stress into an opportunity to affirm your values. Stoic integrity also involves accepting what is within your control and releasing what is not. You cannot always prevent others from attempting to manipulate you, but you can control how you respond. By focusing on your actions and intentions, you reclaim agency over the situation. This perspective empowers you to navigate manipulation with confidence, knowing that your choices reflect your principles rather than external pressures. When manipulation occurs in close relationships, addressing it requires sensitivity and care. Begin by expressing your observations calmly and non-judgmentally, using I statements to describe how the behavior affects you. This approach reduces defensiveness and opens the door for honest dialogue. At the same time, remain firm in your boundaries, ensuring that the conversation does not devolve into further manipulation. Balancing empathy with assertiveness creates a pathway for resolving the issue while maintaining your integrity. Recognizing manipulation also requires ongoing self-reflection. Manipulators often exploit unexamined fears or desires, using them as levers for control. By understanding your own vulnerabilities, you reduce their power to influence you. Regularly reflect on your triggers, insecurities, and aspirations, turning them into sources of awareness rather than weakness. This self-knowledge not only protects you, but also fosters personal growth, transforming potential vulnerabilities into strengths. Responding to manipulation with stoic integrity strengthens your ability to navigate life's challenges with clarity and grace. By remaining calm, asserting boundaries, and focusing on your values, you transform manipulation from a source of conflict into an opportunity for growth. Each encounter with manipulation becomes a chance to affirm your principles, deepen your self-awareness, and strengthen your relationships. Over time, this practice fosters resilience and wisdom, allowing you to face even the most complex interactions with unwavering confidence and integrity. Responding to manipulation with grace and integrity sharpens your ability to protect your peace, but it also leaves space for a deeper practice: gratitude. This might seem counterintuitive when dealing with difficult people, yet it is precisely in these challenging relationships that the transformative power of gratitude reveals itself. Difficult people often mirror lessons we might otherwise avoid, challenging us to grow, reflect, and strengthen our character. Gratitude for them is not about condoning harmful behavior, but about appreciating the growth and clarity they bring into your life. Gratitude begins with perspective. Difficult people often trigger frustration, anger, or disappointment, but these emotions can obscure the underlying lessons they offer. Shifting your focus to what they teach you changes the narrative. A person who tests your patience is also showing you where your boundaries are or where they might need reinforcing. Someone who challenges your ideas may help you clarify your values and beliefs. Gratitude for difficult people doesn't mean excusing their behavior, but recognizing the opportunity to refine yourself through their presence. Understanding that everyone is navigating their own struggles deepens your ability to find gratitude. Difficult behavior often stems from unresolved pain, insecurity, or fear. Recognizing this doesn't make their actions acceptable, but it fosters empathy. Gratitude for their humanity reminds you that their challenges do not diminish your worth. Instead, their struggles provide a chance to practice compassion, patience, and strength. Virtues that enrich your life regardless of their actions. Finding gratitude for difficult people also involves reframing the situation. It's easy to view them as obstacles, but reframing allows you to see them as catalysts for growth. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to practice emotional control, assertiveness, or forgiveness. Gratitude shifts your mindset from one of resistance to one of openness, transforming conflict into a path for personal and relational development. One powerful way to cultivate gratitude is to focus on what difficult people teach you about yourself. They often highlight unexamined triggers, fears, or expectations, providing a mirror for self-reflection. This awareness helps you identify areas for growth and healing, turning their actions into stepping stones for self-improvement. Gratitude arises when you see how these challenges push you toward becoming a more grounded and self-aware person. Difficult people also teach you the value of boundaries. Their actions often highlight the importance of protecting your emotional and mental space. Gratitude for this clarity doesn't mean allowing harmful behavior, but appreciating the way they help you sharpen your sense of self-respect. Boundaries, once established, create a sense of freedom and peace, making the lessons these individuals bring invaluable for your growth. Gratitude for difficult people is also rooted in the understanding that conflict often leads to clarity. Disagreements or misunderstandings, while uncomfortable, can bring hidden issues to the surface. These moments reveal truths about relationships, expectations, or dynamics that might otherwise remain unexamined. Gratitude emerges when you see how these interactions contribute to greater understanding and alignment, even if the process is challenging. Cultivating gratitude for difficult people strengthens your emotional resilience. It shifts your focus from dwelling on the discomfort they cause to appreciating the strength you build by navigating those situations. Each time you choose gratitude over resentment, you reinforce your ability to rise above negativity and maintain your peace. This resilience extends beyond the relationship, equipping you to handle other challenges with the same grace and clarity. Finding gratitude also helps you break the cycle of negativity. Difficult people often provoke defensive or reactive responses, which can perpetuate tension. Gratitude interrupts this cycle, replacing resistance with acceptance. It allows you to engage with them from a place of calm and balance, reducing the emotional toll of the interaction and fostering healthier dynamics. Expressing gratitude, even silently, can transform your mindset. A simple acknowledgement of the lessons they bring or the strength you've gained through the interaction shifts your focus from conflict to growth. This practice doesn't require you to voice your gratitude to the person directly. It's about cultivating an internal attitude that keeps you grounded and focused on the bigger picture. Gratitude also reminds you of the impermanence of challenges. Difficult people and situations are often temporary, yet their impact can linger if left unresolved. Embracing gratitude helps you process the experience, extract the lessons, and move forward without carrying the weight of resentment. This lightness frees you to approach life with greater openness and positivity. Focusing on what you can learn from difficult people doesn't mean ignoring their actions or allowing harm. It means choosing to find value in the experience despite its challenges. Gratitude doesn't erase the difficulty, but reframes it as part of your journey, enriching your life with lessons and growth that you might not have encountered otherwise. Practicing gratitude for difficult people also encourages humility. It reminds you that everyone has flaws, including yourself. This perspective fosters mutual understanding and reduces the need for blame or judgment. Gratitude becomes a bridge that connects you to others through shared humanity, even when the connection is strained. Relationships with difficult people often test your ability to forgive. Gratitude and forgiveness are deeply intertwined. One fosters the other. By focusing on what you've gained through the interaction, you create space for forgiveness, releasing the grip of resentment and allowing healing to take place. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing, but freeing yourself from the emotional burden of the past. Gratitude also enhances your ability to set intentions in difficult relationships. Instead of reacting to their actions, focus on what you want to bring to the interaction, whether it's patience, kindness, or clarity. Gratitude for the opportunity to practice these qualities keeps you aligned with your values, even in challenging circumstances. Finding gratitude for difficult people doesn't mean denying the pain they may cause. It's about transforming that pain into purpose, using it to grow, strengthen, and clarify your path. Gratitude doesn't dismiss the difficulty, but transcends it, turning obstacles into opportunities for deeper understanding and resilience. Through this practice, even the most challenging relationships become meaningful, contributing to your journey with lessons that last a lifetime. Finding gratitude for even the most challenging people transforms relationships, but adversity itself, whether born from difficult circumstances or deep personal pain, offers an even greater opportunity for growth. The Stoic approach to adversity reveals a profound truth. Pain is not merely something to endure, but a force that can be harnessed for purpose. Within struggle lies the seed of transformation, waiting to be cultivated into something meaningful and life-changing. Turning pain into purpose reshapes how you view hardship, unlocking resilience and clarity in the face of life's most demanding moments. Pain, in its rawest form, feels overwhelming and isolating. It can cloud your perspective and create the illusion that struggle is devoid of value. The Stoic perspective challenges this narrative, encouraging you to view pain as a teacher rather than an enemy. Adversity reveals your inner strength, showing you capacities you may not have recognized before. It strips away the unnecessary, leaving behind the core of who you are and what you can achieve. Through this lens, pain becomes a crucible for growth, shaping you into a more resilient and purpose-driven person. To turn pain into purpose, the first step is acceptance. Fighting against adversity often amplifies its emotional toll, while acceptance opens the door to understanding. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It means acknowledging the reality of your experience without judgment or denial. This clarity creates space to reflect on what the pain is teaching you, revealing lessons that might otherwise be hidden beneath resistance. Acceptance transforms pain from something that happens to you into something you engage with consciously. Adversity often challenges your sense of control, yet within every struggle lies an opportunity to focus on what you can influence. The Stoic principle of distinguishing between what is within your control and what is not becomes particularly powerful in moments of hardship. When faced with pain, ask yourself what actions or choices are available to you. Even small steps, seeking support, finding moments of rest, or reframing your perspective, can create momentum toward purpose. By focusing on your agency, you reclaim power in situations that initially felt overwhelming. Reframing pain is another critical element of finding purpose in adversity. Rather than viewing hardship as a setback, consider how it aligns with your broader journey. Pain often highlights areas where growth is needed, whether it's developing patience, resilience, or empathy. It forces you to confront your limitations and expand beyond them, revealing strengths you might not have discovered otherwise. Reframing transforms adversity into a stepping stone rather than an obstacle, shifting your mindset from defeat to determination. Finding purpose in pain also involves connecting it to something greater than yourself. Adversity often isolates, making you feel as though you're alone in your struggle. By channeling your experience into service, creativity, or community, you create meaning that extends beyond your personal journey. Sharing your story, supporting others facing similar challenges, or using your pain to fuel positive change transforms hardship into a source of contribution. This outward focus not only deepens your sense of purpose, but also reminds you of the interconnectedness of the human experience. Reflection is a powerful tool for transforming pain into purpose. In the midst of struggle, it can be difficult to see the lessons or opportunities it presents. Taking time to reflect through journaling, meditation, or conversation helps you uncover the meaning within your experience. Reflection allows you to identify patterns, recognize growth, and align your pain with your values and goals. This practice turns adversity into a source of insight, guiding you toward a more purposeful path. Adversity also teaches the value of perseverance. Pain often tempts you to give up, to retreat into comfort or avoid further challenges. Yet perseverance reveals that strength grows through endurance. Each step you take, no matter how small, builds resilience and confidence. Perseverance is not about ignoring pain, but about moving through it with intention, trusting that each effort brings you closer to clarity and growth. This mindset transforms struggle into a testament to your inner strength. Purpose often emerges when you align your response to pain with your values. Adversity challenges you to examine what truly matters, stripping away superficial concerns and clarifying your priorities. This alignment creates a sense of coherence, where your actions reflect your beliefs, even in the face of hardship. When your response to pain is grounded in your values, it becomes a source of empowerment rather than despair. Gratitude, even in the midst of pain, fosters purpose. Focusing on what remains, your strengths, relationships, or opportunities, shifts your perspective from loss to abundance. Gratitude doesn't negate the reality of your struggle, but highlights the resources and resilience that support you through it. This practice creates a foundation of hope, reminding you that even in adversity, there is light to be found. Turning pain into purpose also involves letting go of attachment to outcomes. Adversity often disrupts your plans or expectations, creating a sense of loss or failure. By releasing the need for a specific result, you free yourself to explore new paths and possibilities. This openness allows you to adapt and grow, finding meaning in directions you might not have anticipated. Letting go transforms pain into an opportunity for discovery and reinvention. Compassion, both for yourself and others, deepens the transformation of pain into purpose. Adversity often reveals the shared vulnerability of the human experience, fostering empathy for those facing similar struggles. By offering compassion to yourself, you create space for healing and growth. Extending this compassion to others turns your pain into a bridge of connection, reminding you that struggle can unite rather than isolate. Adversity often serves as a reminder of life's impermanence, sharpening your focus on the present moment. Pain has a way of stripping away distractions, forcing you to confront what is most important. This clarity helps you appreciate the fleeting nature of life, motivating you to pursue what truly matters. Pain, when embraced, becomes a call to live with greater intention and purpose. Resilience grows when you view pain as a temporary phase rather than a permanent state. Adversity often feels all-encompassing, but the Stoic perspective reminds you that everything is transient. Trusting in the impermanence of pain allows you to endure it with patience and hope, knowing that growth often follows the most challenging moments. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, but about rising through it, stronger and more purposeful than before. Through the Stoic lens, pain becomes not an enemy, but a guide, a force that shapes you, challenges you, and ultimately strengthens you. By embracing adversity with acceptance, reflection, and perseverance, you transform it into a source of purpose. Each struggle carries within it the potential for growth, clarity, and connection, waiting to be uncovered through your response. As you turn pain into purpose, you rewrite the narrative of hardship, making it a chapter of empowerment in your journey toward a life of meaning and resilience. Turning pain into purpose illuminates a path of resilience and meaning, revealing how adversity can shape a stronger, more purposeful version of yourself. To continue that transformation, it's vital to look ahead and prepare for the journey yet to come. Visualizing your 90-day future self is not just about imagining success. It's about forging a mental roadmap that aligns your actions with your values and goals. By pairing this with the Stoic practice of negative visualization, you can anticipate obstacles, embrace challenges, and ensure your journey is guided by clarity and intentionality. Visualizing your future self starts with defining who you aspire to become. This is not about external achievements or superficial milestones, but about the kind of character you wish to embody. Reflect deeply on your values, strengths, and areas for growth. Consider how these align with your goals and aspirations. This exercise grounds your vision in authenticity, ensuring that your efforts over the next 90 days are focused on meaningful transformation rather than fleeting desires. Clarity is essential in creating a vivid vision of your future self. Without clarity, your goals risk becoming vague or unattainable. Break down what success looks like in different areas of your life: your habits, mindset, relationships, and contributions to others. This specificity provides direction, turning an abstract idea into actionable steps. The clearer your vision, the more motivated and focused you'll feel as you work toward it. Negative visualization, a cornerstone of Stoic practice, complements this process by preparing you for potential challenges and setbacks. By contemplating what could go wrong or what might be lost, you cultivate resilience and gratitude. This is not about dwelling on worst-case scenarios, but about mentally rehearsing how you would navigate adversity. When you visualize obstacles and your responses to them, you reduce their power to derail you when they occur. This practice strengthens your resolve, making it easier to stay on course no matter what arises. As you visualize your future self, it's important to connect the dots between today's actions and tomorrow's outcomes. The next 90 days are shaped by the decisions you make now. Each choice either brings you closer to your vision or pulls you away from it. Reflect on how your current habits, mindset, and routines support or hinder your goals. Small, intentional changes compound over time, creating a ripple effect that shapes your transformation. By aligning your daily actions with your vision, you ensure that progress becomes inevitable. Visualization is most effective when paired with emotion. It's not enough to picture your future self. You need to feel the impact of that transformation. Tap into the emotions associated with your vision: pride in your growth, joy in your relationships, peace in your resilience. These emotions act as powerful motivators, keeping you connected to your vision even when challenges arise. When you can feel the outcome as if it's already real, your brain and body align to bring it to fruition. Negative visualization also deepens your appreciation for what you currently have. By contemplating the loss of what you value, you strengthen your connection to the present. This gratitude creates a foundation of abundance, reducing the fear of failure or setbacks. When you approach your goals from a place of gratitude rather than scarcity, your mindset shifts from anxiety to empowerment. This perspective fosters resilience, enabling you to face challenges with confidence and clarity. Your vision of your future self is not static. It evolves as you grow. Regularly revisiting and refining your vision ensures that it remains aligned with your values and circumstances. This flexibility allows you to adapt without losing sight of your ultimate goals. It also reminds you that growth is a journey, not a destination. Each step, no matter how small, contributes to your transformation. Anticipating challenges through negative visualization also prepares you to stay grounded during setbacks. When you've already considered how to navigate obstacles, you're less likely to be overwhelmed by them. This practice builds emotional stability, reducing the power of fear and uncertainty. Instead of avoiding discomfort, you embrace it as part of the process, turning potential roadblocks into opportunities for growth. Accountability plays a crucial role in actualizing your vision. Share your goals with trusted individuals who can support and challenge you along the way. Their encouragement and feedback provide perspective, helping you stay committed to your path. Accountability also reinforces the importance of your vision, transforming it from a private aspiration into a shared commitment. Visualization is a practice, not a one-time exercise. Incorporate it into your daily routine, using moments of reflection or meditation to reconnect with your vision. Visualize your future self overcoming challenges, making progress, and embodying the character you aspire to develop. This regular practice keeps your goals at the forefront of your mind, guiding your decisions and actions. As you navigate the next 90 days, celebrate progress rather than perfection. Growth is rarely linear, and setbacks are part of the process. Each small victory, whether it's a new habit, a moment of resilience, or a step toward your goal, reinforces your commitment and builds momentum. By focusing on progress, you maintain a positive mindset that propels you forward, even when challenges arise. The combination of visualization and negative visualization creates a balanced approach to goal setting. Visualization inspires and motivates, while negative visualization grounds and prepares. Together, they provide the tools to navigate both the highs and lows of your journey, ensuring that your transformation is both intentional and sustainable. This dual perspective keeps you focused on what matters while equipping you to handle whatever comes your way. By visualizing your 90-day future self and embracing the Stoic practice of negative visualization, you take control of your journey with clarity and purpose. Each decision, action, and reflection contributes to the person you're becoming, ensuring that the next 90 days are not just about achieving goals, but about aligning with your highest self. Through this process, you build a life of meaning, resilience, and intentionality, grounded in the strength of your vision and the wisdom of the Stoic perspective. Life doesn't change overnight, but in 90 days, guided by the principles of Stoicism, you can ignite a transformation that rewires your mindset, redefines your actions, and reshapes your purpose. Through mastering the dichotomy of control, cultivating daily virtues, reflecting with discipline, and turning pain into purpose, you've explored the tools to build unshakable resilience and clarity. Each day brings the opportunity to live intentionally, handle adversity with grace, and align your actions with the highest version of yourself. The journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. The next 90 days are yours to claim, and every moment is a chance to step closer to the life you truly want to lead. Let Stoicism guide you not just as a philosophy, but as a practice, shaping your perspective and strengthening your resolve. Now, we want to hear from you. What part of this guide resonated most deeply with you? How will you start implementing these Stoic principles in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to learn about your journey and be part of your transformation. If this guide inspired you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Together, we'll continue exploring timeless wisdom that transforms lives. Your next step begins now. Let's keep building a life of purpose and strength, one principle at a time.